watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know.
Larry Bird!
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and it is good to have you with me in the lounge tonight. Now, look, if this is your first time to the lounge, just know that the Poindexter Lounge, well, this here is it's a place for nerds. It's a place for you and me and my crew to get together and talk about all the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, what's in the news today, and so much more. And if those are things that get your blood pumping, if those are things that get you up in the morning and just make you want to, I don't know, jump up and run down the street and back, in your cyborg outfit, whatever. We don't judge here. But hey, if those are things that do get you going, then please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know when we put out new videos, because we want you here. We want you to become part of this growing group of nerds, this growing community of nerds. We truly call you our nerd family. And so please do that. Consider that, if you will. Hey, look, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. I got a great panel tonight, and so I'm gonna jump right into it in just a minute. But first of all, I want to say a shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you, everyone who supports the channel. You guys are fantastic. I couldn't ask for just nicer people, more wonderful people than the people who support this channel. And you all know who you are here on this via Patreon. And then, of course, our membership list continues to grow. We are at 27 strong. Thank you to everyone who's become a member. I am going to be unleashing a couple of ideas this week for the new emoticons. We got 2 new emoticons we can release, and so this is really easy. For as little as $2, you can become a member of the channel, and you can use emoticons, and you get cool behind the scenes videos and vlogs and different things. And then also, because we love our viewers here, we love our subscribers, we love our members, we love our Patreon subscribers, and so you know what, we want to give back a little bit. So this month we got 2 giveaways. We had 3 giveaways back in December, and so we got 2 this month, and so we're gonna give this bad boy away on 2/14. 2/14 day, right? Because it's 2/14 day. And so if you're a DC fan, you know what that is. But hey, we're gonna give away Batman Noir: The Long Halloween. This is an awesome book. It's hardcover. This can be yours for anybody who this month gives either a super chat, or you give you become a member, or you become a Patreon supporter. You are in the running for this. We'll give this away a special video on 2/14, and then we got some more stuff later in the month to give away. I do want to say thank you to everyone who was on the stream last night that we did for my wife Tiffany's birthday. Thank you guys for showing up. You guys are awesome. I'm very thankful. Tiffany says thank you as well. And she's my Harley Quinn. She's my partner in crime. And I am so thankful for her. So thank you guys who showed up yesterday and were a part of that. Now, I do want to show you one thing before I bring in my panel, because we got all kinds of news going on. We got all kinds of fun stuff happening. I want to show you what we are a part of, because it was announced this week that we will be a part of JusticeCon 2021. That's right. We are going to be one of the hosts for JusticeCon 2021. That just blows my mind, given the fact that last year I literally watched JusticeCon. Actually, I didn't watch JusticeCon. I listened to JusticeCon for the most part, because I was in my van driving with my family. We were away at an event that day, and I drove back and I had it on in the car. And so the whole family was listening, to Zack and to Ray and everybody. And I was, driving to where we had to go. And it blows my mind that here we are, coming up on the next year for this next JusticeCon. And man, we're going to be a part of it. So we don't know exactly what we're going to be doing yet. So you can all speculate on that. But we don't even know what we're doing yet. because it will be later in the year, obviously. But I do want to thank the Nerd Queens and Wonder Meg and everyone who is associated with JusticeCon. And I want to show you all a little video about everyone who will be the hosts of JusticeCon. So go ahead and we'll take a minute, and I will show you this little video here of all of the wonderful streams that you can expect to see at JusticeCon, or at least the people who will be hosting them. Here we go. So again, thank you to everyone associated with JusticeCon. It is an honor and a pleasure to be asked to do that, and so I am very thankful. And we're gonna have a good time, and I hope that you all enjoy what you see out of JusticeCon. Last year was just an amazing thing. Also, I do want to make you aware of one thing coming up this Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Robert Meyer Burnett will be here on the show. And we're going to be talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League. We're going to be talking about the issues with the old guard at Warner Brothers and Toby Emmerich. If you missed it, I will tell you, you need to go over to the Burnett Network, which is Robert Meyer Burnett's channel, and listen to his video. Maybe I'll post a link to it at some point during the stream. But you need to really listen to his video. He had a very insightful video about Zack Snyder's Justice League, about Toby Emmerich, about how things are working over at Warner Brothers. And, look, he's worked in the industry for a long time. He's worked around Star Trek. He worked on Superman Returns, and he's worked on so many different things. I mean, my goodness, the last time we had him on here, it was an amazing night. And the more we talked about different things, it was like, yeah, man, I got this Tron, this Tron DVD, the 25th anniversary. Oh yeah, I worked on that. The guy's worked on so many things. He's got a great history. And so I invite you to go do that. And like I said, he will be here this Thursday, 2 days from now. Well, 1 day, I guess now. But on Thursday, Zack Snyder we'll be talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, but Robert Meyer Burnett at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at the Poindexter Lounge. All right. That being said, I'm going to go right now and bring in our panel. We got a great panel so far, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. A lot of things that have popped up. We're going to talk about Ray Fisher, and he had a tweet out that talked about if you're so worried about Cyborg saying "Booyah" in Justice League, maybe there's some other things that you should think about. Like, are you worried about these other things? And then we'll also talk about the Joker picture reveal and what we think it looks like. And, it's kind of blurry. It's kind of mysterious. We'll talk about that. Also, there's a little bit of movement on the He-Man movie. Not with these two guys that you see there, but you know what? I still love that image. But we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, this idea that Michelle Pfeiffer is talking about playing Catwoman in the Flash movie. So we'll talk about that. And then also we'll talk about Birds of Prey, which I know is a movie that everybody loves to harp on. And I'm sure Matt Jarbo's in the back just smiling just because he probably, I don't know if he likes Birds of Prey or not. I don't think he likes Birds of Prey. Did you like Birds of Prey, Matt? No. So anyways, we're going to talk about that because apparently there was a lack of control over the edit of Birds of Prey, which is no real surprise when it comes to Warner Brothers. So we're going to get into all that, but I would love to introduce my guests, my panel with you tonight. Brian, Master of None. What's up, Brian, Master of None? How you doing tonight, sir?
Not too bad, man. Just ready to talk about some news. Looks
Me
like we
too.
got
I got my Harley Quinn cup here.
There you go. It's fitting.
I got a blueberry protein shake in there, and I'm and it's warmed up.
Oh,
it tastes like blueberry muffins, man. It's good.
Ooh, and liquid.
So
I'm
good.
there.
Heck, yeah, it is. All right. Also, we got Prime, the Godfather. What's going on, Prime? How you doing, sir? I like that shirt. I like that shirt. It's a good shirt. Like, yeah, it's a good shirt. Also, I was just talking to him. We'll let him answer the question now. Do you like Birds of Prey, Matt Jarba?
It's not bad. It's not like it, but it's it's not good either. It's kind of like watching a movie where you're like, hey, this should be better. And then it's over and you're like, it could have been better. But I mean, like, the thing is, I support the Kathy Ann cut. If they messed with her, if they came on in and did their typical, we don't actually know what we're doing maneuvers, then I am more than willing to support her vision. I still don't think you can fix the script. I still think that's going to be a bigger problem because I just don't care for the writer at all. But I mean, like, the action scenes are pretty cool. And maybe they can find Margot Robbie's lost accent. That would be something that would be amazing for an updated version of that movie. Because
give me a little while. Give me a little while, Andrew, and we'll see if I can get you in. Okay, buddy.
So I'm
sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying
I'm trying to hit buttons, and they're hitting.
Oh, sure. I get it. Andrew's always here. He's a good guy. But no, I didn't. I mean, if you really watch the movie, how many times does Margot Robbie just lose the accent? I mean, like, you're watching, you're like, is that she trying? This doesn't sound like Suicide Squad. So I'm really wondering if James Gunn is going to stick to that and have her bring out the accent versus what I think.
Her costume alone so far from Suicide Squad is a return back to some of this. Well, before we move any forward, I do want to acknowledge the fact, because we do have somebody else here, and that is Mr. Zeverfett. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? I'm doing great.
We're doing good. Thanks for stopping by, man. All right, so now that that's out of the way, so let's talk about our first topic.
I was gonna say, like, is Ryan gonna talk? Because we may not be allowed to.
Hush.
So you guys got to hear this. You guys got to hear this, right? So, like, Enosh created this thread in the Twitter DM group. And Brian and I are talking, and he's like, "Hey guys, like, this isn't a reprimand, but you guys shouldn't talk."
I thought I was pretty nice about it.
You said reprimand, like you came at it like a preacher.
No, I was trying not to.
That's like a parent.
It's like so like a parent.
Oh dear God! Do I got to pull out the DMs now?
I'm sitting. I'm on the couch with
your
my
receipts.
I'm on the
You're gonna
couch
pull out
with
the
my
receipts.
kids.
Listen. In my defense, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I did. I created a private Twitter, DM, and I put a ton of people in it because we have a ton of people who will become revolving guests here and friends of the channel. And so every time I do an episode and I start thinking about, maybe I should invite this person, or I should invite that person, this person. And so sometimes I forget to invite someone, and then later I think, man, they would have been perfect for this episode. I wish I would have, thought to ask them. And so I created this room, but I realized sometimes when you're in a DM and people all start talking in that DM, and all of a sudden your phone starts blowing up because people are talking, and you have nothing to do with the conversation, people dip, people leave the conversation. And that was like, and I realized afterwards that, man, I didn't set the precedent that, hey, this is for this. I just put out there and invited people. And so, so I didn't mean it like reprimand. I did say reprimand, but I didn't say, I was trying to be nice because I was doing it on the fly. I was trying to get everything together for tonight. And I just said, hey guys, I'm not upset. I want to make sure, because you don't always hear that inflection over text, right? And so I just wanted to say, hey guys, I'm happy that you guys are talking. I'm happy you guys are having a conversation. This isn't like a reprimand or telling you guys not to talk. But let's try to
Can you please not spam my chat?
I understand, but all honesty though, that was a really good video there, Matt. I appreciate that one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, he watched one of my videos. We were talking about one of my videos and one in Enosh's private chat. So no, you can't have that.
Sorry about that. I was
can't
one that
have
brought it up.
But I just started posting like,
more supportive of your crap, Jarbo.
no, I just started posting gifs of like, shut the fuck up, you know, like shut up, like librarian, be quiet, everyone, we can't talk.
kind of like the librarian ghost from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, a little bit.
I can see already.
I mean, how many DM groups are we in? Like, there's a bunch that
There's a bunch. That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. It gets confusing. It gets confusing.
It
So
it does.
it's just funny that he like I'm just he posts this like huge block
And with
of
that,
text.
with that F-bomb by Matt Jarbo, the video just got limited monetization.
Whatever, man. We're past
Literally.
30 seconds. We're past 30
No,
seconds.
I
It's
literally
fine.
just watched it. I literally just watched it happen. You dropped that F-bomb, and then I immediately went over to monetization, and it still was on there, and then all of a sudden it went bloop.
No.
But it's okay, 'cause I just appealed it.
Nowhere.
I
What the
appealed
freak?
You have to, yeah. With most of these live streams,
Whatever.
you have to do that anyway.
it.
So, but
It was
anyway,
just funny
yeah.
'cause of the timing.
Oh no, it's
timing
really
was
funny
great.
because of the timing. It's just like YouTube understands that you were being draconian, so we get it.
Oh, come on.
I'm just
Come
playing. I'm just
on.
playing.
All right. Well, hey, so
I'm
so
drinking
let's
my
go-
coffee, so you know.
So let's jump in here. First of all, whoops. First of all, I want to do one little thing here. So, did you guys see the tweet by Ray Fisher today?
Today. No, I didn't see today's.
I didn't see
Okay.
today's. No, I did not.
Okay. So we're gonna go through that. I am gonna send out one of these still.
I mean, he's retweeting Bernie Sanders, so I already love him more.
There you go. There you
There
go.
Well,
we go.
he was all about Bernie.
He is. Oh yeah, he's absolutely about Bernie. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm looking at now I have his tweet up.
Yeah,
I can
so
see it.
I'm gonna pull it up as well. Sorry, I had to go different place here.
I wish we had Ray Porter on here. That was so funny.
What
When he
is
was
that?
impersonating Bernie Sanders.
Oh, gosh,
Oh
that
my
Oh yeah, that was
That
pretty
was
good.
great.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That was great.
That was
You all
really-
will watch the Snyder Cut when it releases next month.
99
I have
one.
mittens.
No
I have mittens.
Kryptonians, no lanterns.
You're not gonna find. There's a dark side, but his name is Trump.
Thanks, Cylon. Thanks, Scotty.
Nice.
What's up,
Uh-oh.
Zod? I'm gonna say hi to a couple people. What's up, Zod? What's up,
Zod?
Dan? What's up, Jack? What's up, Geek Studio? Good to see you. What's up, Joker? What is up, Music Man? Barcelona B in the house. The Ghost Who Walks. Says
Right on.
WB, when they see a movie, we have a lot of issues with this. Everyone
Oh yeah, I
else
seen
like,
that. Yeah, I seen that.
what? Well, we aren't sure, but there are issues, and we'd like to change everything. That's a great comment.
Oh, I did read this.
That was a day
Yeah,
ago. This
I-
was a
yeah,
day.
so that was.
yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
yesterday. I think it
Yeah, that was yesterday. I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
it was
What's up,
yesterday.
Matt?
Okay, that's what I
Stuff?
thought. Yeah, I seen this.
Bad City stuff, man. I hope that they can get. I hope they can get Justice League in your local theater too. I hope we all get it, man. McLovin in the house, love that. James Rippey. Best part of Birds of Prey was Harley breaking into the police station. I like the egg sandwich. I know Geek Studio does not like the egg sandwich.
How
Like
can
the
you
best
like the
part of the
egg
whole
sandwich?
I agree. Thank you, Matt.
I
That
will
is like
tell you,
this-
I will tell you. I will tell you how because that egg sandwich looks absolutely delicious.
Sure, I
And
mean,
every
yeah.
I love
time-
egg sandwiches.
I don't care, man.
I love
Every
egg
time
sandwiches.
I see that egg sandwich cooking on the grill, I see it put together, and I see Harley, the look Harley's face as she's watching it. I can relate. It looks absolutely delicious.
I want
And
me an
so,
egg sandwich.
But did it
sorry.
require like a 7-minute sequence?
No.
Like
it was
I-
not.
It was long, dude. It was long.
The-
It was
the-
so
the-
long.
I mean, it was like
It was
it was like
You know
2
what's longer?
hours
You know what's
long.
longer? That 10-minute sequence that's going to be on that Doomcock was reporting about. That's going to be with Han, Luke, and Leia. A 10-minute uncut scene that's getting replaced back. Can you imagine a 10-minute scene being put back in Star Wars? Like, what are they going to do for 10 minutes? Walk around, look for the keys to the Millennium Falcon? Like, what the heck is going on there? I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, it'd still probably be cooler than what we got. But no, the thing is, like, I know I heard about that. I heard about that new video, and then I'm just like, people came to my video on it, and they're going, well, you know, like he says all these things, and I'm like, yeah, but they all keep going back to the same endpoint. The same endpoint is retconning the sequel trilogy. He's had like 5 or 6 proclamations that everything goes back. So if you keep hearing the same thing and you're not getting it,
You know it's true.
like, my God, I'm just like some of these people, and I've been arguing with them in my chat, which has just been.
What's up, Anthony? What's up, Cristiano? What's up, Rhea? Good to see you all. And I think I said hi to Andrew. What's up, Super Radness? I love that name. I love the name, and I love the comment. So got me saying Rupper, whatever.
No, it's like you're like, what's upward? I'm all like, apparently you got some
upper.
caffeine going on. You just have some uppers. It's almost midnight on the East Coast.
Hot Takes Tuesdays says 5 Justice League is problematic. He's so clearly a token character. What is 5 Justice? What is 5JL is problematic. He's so clearly a token character who shouldn't be on the team that if Ray really cared, he wouldn't have played the character at all.
What?
Are we talking about Cyborg there? Like, because Cyborg is a major character, like in comics. Like, I get it if this is 1982.
If he's talking
Cyborg. Yeah. Oh, he's talking about it as for Booyah and. Yeah. So we're talking about okay. So we had a number of things. I missed those. Okay, I missed all those. As for Booyah, I do think there's some racial undertones to make it. Okay, yeah. So that's what we're going to talk about here in a minute. Yeah. But first, I'd like to welcome in Dirty, and of course, if we bring one in, we got to remove somebody. So thanks, Ryan, for being here.
always.
Easy target.
It's a fair sacrifice to make. It's a fair sacrifice to make.
I have the target on my chest.
All right, so here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and jump in. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Slad and friends, good to see you in here. Don't mean to miss anybody, but we need to jump into, of course, Kinky Sphincter in there. One of our members.
Yeah, one of my members.
Love the Sphincter. I'm sure Tom Hanks. But yeah, there's Tom.
Yeah, let's hype it up.
Type it up. And Sean Gates there. Ballsack is here. Now it's a party. See, they get behind Tom Hanks' Ballsack. Just saying. Okay. Alex the filmmaker. Navajo.
There tain't nothing behind his ball sack.
No. It took you a minute to think about that one.
That was
It
bad.
was not one in the chamber.
It was not, yeah.
That's not one you're
that was firing a blank.
Yes. Yes, you were
yeah,
not
that
right.
was
Okay.
I was a little castrated on my sense of humor on that one.
Much like the Birds of Prey movie, it couldn't hit the dark.
I mean, like, yeah. I guess
Stay on target.
Sean Gates says, I was in Walmart with a buddy tonight, and I was looking at DC toys, and I mentioned Cyborg, and my friend said Cryborg. I was mad, but I ignored the comment. I don't blame you, man. Like, I'm really kind of getting tired of people, doing all those things too. But you know what? Here's the thing: we're going to persevere. We're going to keep going, and we stand. You all know here at the channel where we stand. And if you're a member, you can do it too by putting up this "I Stand with Ray Fisher" symbol, and there we go. All right. So that being said, to the tweet, which is it's a very interesting tweet. It says, serious reflective question for folks that take issue with Cyborg not saying Booyah in Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is interesting because that now confirms that indeed he does not say Booyah in Zack Snyder's Justice League because there's a lot
Zack
more
also
Cyborg.
Confirmed it.
Did he?
Yeah, Zack's not confirmed
did
it
he?
on Vero.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Okay, I don't remember seeing that. I don't ever remember seeing.
This
like,
is also
actual...
further confirmation. So sure, yeah.
Right. This is the first time Ray has confirmed that it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, because he talked about it a little. He talked about it a little bit when he was here, but he didn't. He was talking about Justice League. So he wasn't really talking about Zack's, version. So, but he says, so here's some reflective question for folks to take issue with Cyborg not saying Booyah in Zack Snyder's Justice League. are you just as upset that none of the other characters are using catchphrases like "Great Hera," "This looks like a job for," etc.? If not, why is that?
That's because individuals are conditioned because they don't know the source material. They're so used to cinema, animation, cartoons. That's what they refer to, and they don't know anything else. That's the same thing with Cyborg. Cyborg did not use Booyah in the comics. He used it on the actual Teen Titans show when he was introduced in the Teen Titans. He never used it in the comics. So people need to understand is that if you don't read comics, you don't know jack nothing. You're just going by the actual show. So basically, hey, it is what it is. And then people talking about their personal, the gentleman that left the comic prior talking about it's something racial between the Booyah ain't got nothing racial about it. Okay, you need to stop that. So
I can agree with you on that, Prime. But I mean, it's like Ray put his analogies out. Great Hera looks like a job for. I would have been like, I'm a fan of truth and justice. I mean, are you going to be upset not hearing that in the Snyderverse? No, I'm not. That was such a cheeseball line. Like, no,
get that out of here. The thing with that is that it shows that a lot of people don't care about like the narrative of the story. They just simply care about catchphrases. Like, for example, if people actually looked into the story of Zack Snyder's Justice League, what it's going to be, the type of story it's going to be, and look at the posters, even how dystopian and end of the world scenario it is, they would quickly realize if they use just basic logic that Booyah just doesn't fit into that type of narrative.
Well, yeah, take you out of it.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a character who lost his mom, who lost his dad, who lost his humanity say Booyah because something small went well in a fight.
Yeah,
right. It's not something that's gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
Really?
Or maybe you do because that breaks him out of the funk that he's been in. I'm just like I'm not saying that I want to hear it.
There could be a situation where Booyah could be used,
but
in Zack's narrative, it just didn't make
it doesn't fit the tone.
It doesn't at the same time, like I could care less if the catchphrase is in there personally. But it's like I get the argument of it. Some people out there. I mean, look, the thing is the movies have to have
add it at the end. Him saying
they should add it. They should add it at the end. Yeah, they should just intersplice that scene of Ray at the convention center saying "Booyah" very very quickly. Like that's where they cut it in.
Yeah.
ADR.
They just splice it in there like the penis in Fight Club, and it's just what was that? Like there, he said "Booyah." There you go. No, I mean like at the end of the day, like it's a word. You know what I mean? And it's like if it doesn't fit, then it doesn't fit. It's shoehorning it. But I'm trying to remember where it was in Justice League. Like
the very end, I think when they were all looking at each other, right?
No, after they beat Steppenwolf, and then once they beat him, and he got sucked up into the boo tube, and then Aquaman Arthur did this, and then Wonder Woman said, "I'm children, I'm surrounded by children." No, he said "Booyah" first, and then he did that, and then he said "Booyah" right after that. Yeah,
you've definitely seen that movie more than me.
Yeah, I've seen it one time, and I forgot most of it.
I just saw a clip today, so I mean,
just doing
that's the reason why it's in my head.
I think that's why. I think that's how Zack has seen it because at this point, he's seen it.
Yeah,
if anytime someone's like Zack hasn't seen Joss Whedon's version, I'm like, no, he's totally seen it. He's just not going to admit it.
Did you guys see the tweet? Or no, it was actually it was a Vero post that somebody said, Zack. They were mentioning Zack. They're like, Zack, Justice League is going to be the first movie ever where the parody came first.
Yeah.
Who?
Somebody posted to Zack and said, Zack, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it said, Zack, Justice League is going to be the first movie where the parody of the movie came before the actual movie. Yeah. Because we got Justice League, which was basically a parody of the real Justice League, and
I mean, it was funny, but for like different reasons. Like it's a train wreck on film,
Oh yeah,
and that's it. Yeah, God.
Look, I'll be realistic. I've seen worse made movies, So like, I don't know. I always find that like I get the argumentation for it. I just find it kind of funny. I do
want to respond to Cristiano Panazzo. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Matt.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
But Cristiano Panozzo, sorry, is coming here saying Zack said hell no as if it's uncommon or dumb of Cyborg to say that, though. That's not how I took it. When Zack said hell no, it means like, no, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit into my movie. It's not as if he's saying like, oh, it's stupid that you'd ever say that. No, it's the whole idea of it not fitting in the tone of the film. Right?
Yeah.
And then also, again, it wasn't a thing that was said in the comics. It was a thing said in Teen Titans show. And that's a misconception that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Booyah was not a comics thing. Maybe later on, you'll say it every now and then, but like it was not a comics thing.
Right. And people fail to realize Cyborg wasn't injected into the Justice League into the New 52 anyway.
Yeah. That's true.
That's when they injected him in there. So people have to understand that even in the New 52 in the comics, he didn't even say it in the New 52.
Yeah, I can maybe think of one time, maybe that
he said it one time. Yeah. That's it.
It sounds like something that should be in the kids show, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Now the show, he said a lot. In Teen Titans, he said,
"Oh yeah."
That was his catchphrase. When they're fighting, they're basically having a party and like having fun. They're like, "Booyah, that was fun." Whereas this one, it's like, "We're fighting parademons. The world's in peril. I'm not gonna." Right. That just doesn't work. You know?
By the way, ACS, man, if you can make it in, man, we'd love to have you in, man. I sent you a link. Also, I want to invite to the stream Mr. Zod Ryder.
What's going on? What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
How's it going, man?
It's nice to be here.
Jack Pierre says the Cyborg has his own solo run. Yes, he does. He does have his own solo run.
He does have
his
own.
Yes, he does.
His own comics.
And it's way serious too. That's where you're going to see it in Justice League. His adaptation from the actual comics. Yeah. So the comics is serious. Yeah, it ain't silly in the comics. It's serious. So you will see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm missing a couple of comments. I'm trying to fix something here, and so but no, I
zip it up.
Yeah, I look at what's going on here with this tweet, and I get it. Like, I don't understand. Prime, I think you hit the nail on the head with it. I mean, when you said that, you talked about people who their entire history with these characters is basically cartoons and, you know, the funny, silly Super Friends stuff. You know, I mean, yes, there's been Marvel stuff, but a lot of people who grew up with Marvel actually grew up reading Marvel comics. You know, is what I notice anyways. I mean, yeah, there was the 90s where there was the X-Men, you know, TV show, and there was the Spider-Man TV shows and things like that. But a lot of people actually grew up reading Marvel comics. And it's funny because a lot of people who love DC characters, DC characters kind of transcend. Like they're part of pop culture, you know. They transcend just being comic books. They're people look at them as icons, and they just look at them. Exactly. And so when I think about that, you know, I realize, like, you know, these are the ways that people grew up with these things. Also, let's welcome the Truth.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, everybody? How are you?
Man,
good,
man. What's up?
I love it when the truth. I love it when the truth joins, man. I love it.
Ain't nothing false about the truth, baby.
Right? That's what I'm saying, man.
But, nothing false about the truth. Booyah.
Booyah.
So, Truth, I gotta ask you, like, roughly how many posters do you have on your wall back there? Because I'm looking and I'm like seeing at least 50.
Too many for a grown man to have.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
If there were such a thing as that.
So, but I mean, like, because I look at it this way: if Superman, if Henry Cavill's Superman literally busted out with a up and away, I would be like, what?
He'd have to say it to a kid, or the situation would have to be, you know, such. It would have to be specific.
Okay.
But like a flirtatious moment where he's carrying Lois and he just looks at her like up and away. Or not even that.
No.
Even then it'd be cheesy.
That's CW.
I was saying even then, you know.
Those are those kind of phrases. Those are the kind of phrases that, okay, look, somebody who's written you know, dramas and scripts and things like that, and anybody who's written stuff. I know, you know, Matt, you've written things. Those are those types of things that, like, yes, you could fit it in there somewhere, but you literally have to kind of go out of your way to try to pigeonhole this thing in that really doesn't fit You know, I mean, unless you're doing a Super Friends movie, you know, where everybody's, you know, saying their catchphrase, you know, and you got Robin in there, you know, holy rusted metal Batman, right? I mean, look at that scene, for example, in Batman Forever. Batman Forever is a really good movie, and people are calling for it, you know, to be out. But like when he says that, yeah, it's kind of that moment where you go, yeah, okay.
But what's funny about that scene? It's funny about that scene is it's so obviously like inserted in at the last second because it's very obviously ADR. Like his mouth doesn't even match it, and then Batman's just like, huh? Like so obvious moments with
the rusted metal. It's
they obviously brought him in.
I cringed in the theater when I saw it for the first time.
They obviously brought him back in post-production to like, okay, do a little voiceover for this part right here and say this. And they probably had something that was much better and made more sense. And when they actually filmed it, they're just like, do this cheesy part. And they're like, okay, you want me to grunt like I'm farting? Like what?
All right, man. Schumacher cut. Let's see it.
Yeah, but you know,
I think
wouldn't you agree, Matt, as somebody who's written stuff that, I mean, that just seems like if you're going to start dropping catchphrases and stuff like that, I mean, it just seems like you really have to kind of go out of your way and kind of shoehorn those things in. And I think that people just aren't thinking of the Booyah thing. The people are just like, oh, but yeah, it's Cyborg though, because he was on Teen Titans, you know, like they're not thinking about the up in a ways. And, you know, like, well, I'm here to fight for truth, justice, and the American way. Even in Superman, the movie, when Superman says, I'm here to fight for truth, justice, and the American way, it is not, it is played up for something else. And that is one of those times when a catchphrase actually works. Because Lois Lane comes back with what? A serious statement, basically mocking that statement, saying, I mean, look, if Zack Snyder put that joke in one of his movies where Superman says, I'm here to fight for truth, justice, and the American way, and Lois comes back with saying that, you know, well, you're going to end up fighting every politician and, you know, people would complain about it and say, well, you know, see, you know, he's not taking these, you know, characters seriously. But because it's in Superman the movie, people take it serious. People don't have selective.
It's selective criticism, though. You know, and that's what it kind of boils down to. It's like kind of like Disney can do no wrong, you know, when it comes to Marvel. You know, and DC can do nothing but wrong. But then Warner Brothers they're like, yeah, that's not true. Can somebody call an ambulance? I just shot
my beer.
hold my beer while I fuck it up even worse.
Yeah, it's so funny to bring that up because somebody else just commented on like that picture, the video I did about the picture of Joker, and they're like, oh, but like DC always messes everything up. It's like, correction, Warner Brothers messes things up. Okay, that's a very important distinction here. And Warner Brothers goes in and shoots himself in the foot, and then you guys.
People need to realize that Warner Brothers often sides with the critics and the bloggers who hate their own content. And that's the reason why they're in this position in the first place.
They're like a dog trying to eat their own foot off, you know, right? In the you know, it's like, what? Like, really? You're self-mutilating? They're like, yeah, can't you see this is helping?
Like and also they say like DC can't do anything right, but then at the same time they'll fight tooth and nail to defend Warner Brothers because they have Jeff Johns there and Joss Whedon doing stuff, and it's just like this doesn't make any sense. Like,
but Matt, I mean, as a writer, what do you think of that?
Well, okay, so if I was adapting something and it's kind of like you know, I just covered the Halo movie the other day, that failed project, and Alex Garland, who was the writer, who's done stuff like 28 Days Later, Sunshine, Dread, you know, he's done these high profile sci-fi pictures. He says, he's like, I was just a hired gun for this property, basically. And in many situations, that's a lot of what happens with being the writers. You're brought in to adapt something else, and the executives are going to be the ones that oversee a lot of the myth and the lore and characters' actions. And they realized that the Booyah line was there to appeal to the Teen Titan fans, as well as to sell merch, to put that on merch and to sell it. Like, that was the reason why it was there. As a writer, I would ask myself, what would be the best place to interject this and go with that? But I also then think back to, let's say, if it was Kevin Feige who wanted to put it in there, we would not be having this conversation if Kevin Feige did it.
Yeah.
And that's not because of what Ryan said with Marvel can do no wrong, because they can. Thor: The Dark World exists, so does Captain Marvel. They can do wrong. You know, but really the thing is, Feige would look at it and go, okay, what is the best place to interject this in that's going to have the highest resonance with audiences that they're going to enjoy? and then he would show it to us in a way that's going to be unique. So if we're, and that's true. That's how he would do these things.
Yeah, no. I had a funny thought of where they could interject Booyah. It's like right after Ben Affleck says, they've never fought us, not us united, and he's like, Booyah.
And you know what? And it would be more natural, and it would work.
It would be more natural, yeah.
It would be more natural, and it would just be that would work right there. It'd be dumb, and we'd all make fun of it, but it would be more natural. I think like the tone of the scene has to work. You could clearly tell that Joss was trying to go back to the Marvel roots.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that just didn't match it tonally. So in for me, like if I was approaching Snyder's vision, I would not add it in there because it wouldn't make any sense to do so.
Right.
Sure.
But then through the process of filming it, if you go, oh, but it could really work right here, then you're like, okay, let's give it a shot and see how it looks. Because it's really not that big of a deal to kind of add it in and then take it out later on.
Sure.
So,
now, truth. What do you think, man? You got a great channel, guys. You need to go support Truth.
Oh,
you need to go subscribe to Truth. I tell you what, man, you are so low key, like flying under the radar. I love your takes on stuff. He puts it out there. Truth. What do you think about this statement by Ray?
Well, first of all, I disagree with all of you. I think Ray Fisher needs to say "Booyah" all the time.
All the time.
Finally, somebody says it. Somebody says what we're all thinking, but we can't. Finally.
Because we support Ray Fisher, we can't say it.
When he flies in and he meets Wonder Woman, he just flies in, lands, and goes "Booyah."
Booyah.
But he has to point to his crotch at the same time, right? He's like, I heard you've been single. Booyah. And then she's like, oh, wow. And then we go to a whole different movie where they have sex.
Yeah, he's like, I couldn't do that earlier.
No, as far as the whole Ray Fisher thing, do I think it's racism? No, I don't think it's racism. No. I think it's just, people, comic book nerds, wanting that comic book tradition, wanting Ray Fisher to say "Booyah" because it makes them feel comfortable and stuff like that. So I don't think. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Ray Fisher is screaming racism because people want him to say this. Correct?
No, he's just asking.
I haven't seen anything about racism. Okay, well, what I kind of, okay. So, I don't know if it's really racism. I mean, like I'm looking at the tweet, and by the way, Prime, I got your picture. I'm trying to pull it in, but it's giving me a hard time here, so I'm trying to get it in.
Is that the same picture, Prime?
And that's what Cyborg said to Wonder Woman.
I can show that too. But
if you could share it, that'll probably be faster because it's giving me a hard time downloading.
Oh, okay, I'll share it.
So what I was saying is that like from that tweet, it almost feels like you could take it that way, and I think that's why some people are saying that because he's basically saying like, look, are you just expecting kind of Cyborg to be the token black character,
right,
to just kind of have to say his catchphrase, you know what I mean, to kind of come in and be like, oh yeah, guys, I'm here too, and booyah, you know what I mean? And like I could understand where people of color could take it that way if nobody else is saying their catchphrases, and it's deemed that the movie is too serious for anybody to do that. I could see where people could draw that analogy. Do I think it's that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think it's that. But it could also be just taken as him saying, "Hey, you know what? This is a character that's a great character. Why bring him down to having to say his catchphrase if no one else is saying their catchphrase?"
Well, I mean,
they're trying to appeal to a demographic. They're trying to appeal to people that are, to the children that watch the Teen Titans, to the people that's all they're trying to do. It's like you guys were saying earlier. But
I mean, it goes in reverse too, because I wouldn't want to hear the Flash. I mean, I
figured Truth I'd at least put you up there because like then we could think it's your voice.
But like the Flash, I don't want to hear him say Ezra Miller's Flash. Like I just wasn't fast enough. Like I don't want to hear that shit. I get so tired.
Barry.
Run Barry. That too. Of Grant Gustin's character, like having to say that every season. It's just like I just wasn't fast enough. Like if I could just be faster, I'm like, oh god, please, not again.
I agree with you. Yeah, they need to like the catchphrases need to work out in a way. I mean, like how many times? Okay, so the whole "I am Iron Man," right? Like that was one time, the first movie,
and then last,
and then last, and that was so it worked out. There was a bookend to it.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like it just if they would have done it in a different way, but you could clearly tell Ray did not want to do it. That's the other thing too. He has made comments about how, like, you know, working in the industry, like it's an ebb and flow, you know, like there's a lot of give and there's a lot of take, especially if you're just the actor. And but I'll be honest with you. I think when it comes to the Justice League, and I'm sure you guys will all agree with me, there's a lot of resentment on his part. And it's worthwhile resentment. You know what I mean? It's justified resentment,
sure, given
how they acted. So I think there's a lot of that's coming into it as well. So I try to look at it from the most business-minded perspective. And, you know, I think, again, merchandise, and they're trying to tie it into Teen Titans, because how popular was Teen Titans? It was huge.
I mean, it was so huge that they made the Teen Titans Go movie.
God, that was terrible.
It was.
Okay, so I have to step in as moderator.
That's some funny parts, though.
Truth. I want to get your opinion, and then I want to address this question before we move on, because I think we're all at kind of a consensus here about it. But Truth, I want to hear you, man.
It's this question right here. Let's see.
No. I'm going to pose that question, but I wanted to keep that up while you give your take, because we didn't really hear you on what you were finishing to say.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that I don't think it was racism. I'm pretty sure Ray Fisher took it that way, especially like everything that was going on with the Justice League set, and I'm pretty sure, you know, some executives here and there may have you know, said some slick shit to Ray Fisher that he took it personally, and he was like, oh wait a minute, that sounds kind of racist. But I'm thinking, like, overall, I don't think people who are telling him, like, hey, like, why don't you just say booyah? You're like, who cares? Just say booyah. And Ray Fisher's like, no, well, that's not this kind of movie. Like, I'm not doing that kind of movie. Like, that's not my character. My character is a fully fleshed, three-dimensional character. And saying booyah wouldn't make sense within the context of this narrative. So I think that's where Ray Fisher's coming from with this whole booyah nonsense.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Because Ray Fisher was brought in to do a role, and he was very invested in the development of that character with Zack Snyder and Chris Terrio, and they gave him a lot of room to do that. And so whenever things changed, he definitely still had that mindset of, like, this is the character I'm playing, so, like, why would this version of the character do something like this in a moment like this?
There you go. I got it. I just ended up having to open up the tweet, but yeah, I mean, so Prime shared with me here, because I don't see that you were able to share. I mean, Prime shared with me, like, this is a very serious look at Cyborg. You know, for everybody who's like, oh, he's not a member of the Justice League. He shouldn't be a member of the Justice League. I loved how Ray explained that here when he was here at the Poindexter Lounge, that he is one of the most powerful members of the Justice League. And I had never even really, when Ray said that, I was kind of like, huh? And then when he got into it and explained it and was like, look, the guy literally controls everything on the planet and could blow it up in seconds because he controls it all. I was like, wow, I had never thought of that. Cyborg is a major character that has to be reckoned with, and it's a shame that people aren't seeing that for what it is. But that, yeah, thank you, Prime, for sharing.
It should be like 2 more in there. I put 2 in there. It should be 2.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because those are the new iterations. That's the 2. I had another one. But those are the iterations of the actual book. Now, for the people that are in the chat, y'all actually do not know the character of Cyborg. So if you read the books, that's what's going to be in the movie. Not only that Cyborg is very traumatized, you're going to see the actual stuff that's from the actual books. Okay, Victor has a not only an emotional story, you're going to see how emotional his story is, and on top of that, you're going to see how he is one of the most powerful. The only reason why is that people don't magnify his character. He's going to be magnified now once you watch that. Once you watch Justice League, you're going to see Cyborg ain't no joke. All right, if you read the book, you will know why. Cyborg ain't no joke. So yes, so don't. Well, yeah.
I also want to address this, and you know, Prime, you know, I mean, you're a person of color, and so I would love to get your take on this, because I have a take on this, with Hot Takes Tuesday has been bringing up some very good comments. But my answer to this would be, because he says here, as a black person, I don't like that black kids see all these iconic, beautiful gods on a team, and then the only black guy is a scary Frankenstein monster. Here's my take on that, and you can tell me what you think.
These people, man.
I know. So here's the thing. When you look at everybody who is on the team, everybody's messed up. The entire team is messed up.
They're all haunted in one way or another, you know.
Yeah, they're all.
I mean, Batman's literally psychotic.
Exactly. Batman is literally.
I think this guy here is talking about aesthetically.
Maybe, but the thing is that like Batman is a broken person mentally,
right,
and things like Superman is lonely and unsure. And, you know, especially in Zack Snyder's, you know, version up to this point, because he had a story arc that was going to get him there. Diana is somebody who has kind of given up on humanity and has seen the worst of you know, humankind, and you know, even though she has love and everything, she's felt rejected. The Flash is also very much like unsure and kind of the kid of the group, you know, even though, you know, I feel like it'll be interesting to see how the Flash is portrayed in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
As opposed, because we already know that just from the trailer that the Flash talks differently in Zack Snyder's Justice League than he did in Justice League. But so like, and I mean, Aquaman, even though he's very on the outward appearance, he's confident and he's, you know, this, you know, just, you know, muscular guy, you know, who looks like he's in control. In reality, he's messed up too, because he's got mommy issues. He's got rejection issues. He's got commitment issues. He doesn't want to go back and take the throne. He doesn't want to fight that battle. And so that's where I would say, like, I get it. Yes, you could look at Cyborg and say, well, like, he's this Frankenstein monster, but he was basically, I mean, he had everything before that. He was a good-looking kid. He played football. He had everything, and all these characters go through loss and then have to overcome that loss. And Cyborg,
to see their true beauty.
And I think one of the reasons why Cyborg is going to end up being the heart of the movie is that really, when you think about it, he has more to overcome than most, because it's mental, it's physical, obviously, it's detachment from his family, it's, you know, all those things that some of the other Justice League members, he's going through all of that, yet he is the strongest. Almost you could make that argument that he's one of the strongest, not just in terms of what he can do as Cyborg, but because of his ability to overcome things mentally.
And look at when you look at people that have like a physical disability. If you have a physical disability and you have to overcome that physical disability to become whole, to see your full potential. I look at Cyborg and I can relate to that. When I grew up, I had a lot of physical issues. I had to walk with crutches. I had lots of surgeries. Mm-hmm. It's when you have a physical disability, that physical disability is something that you have to overcome so that the person that you are comes out and shines brighter and more beautiful than anything else.
Exactly. And I don't want to downplay the idea of, you know, he's the, you know, the lone person of color there, but you know, but I mean, I really feel that they all kind of have these major things.
Yeah, and he's an amazing, complex character that has an arc to go through to get to where he needs to be. Just like you said, Enosh, just like all the rest of the characters.
Yeah, because all the characters.
So he's perfect in line with that. He's perfect. He fits right in.
Yeah, because he got out of every character that's in the Justice League. If you go down the list, I'm just talking about all the people, all the characters that are inserted in the league. The ones that got the messed up story, Cyborg is probably the top one.
Yeah.
He's the one that got the messed up one out of everybody. Because Kyle is an alien who's rejected and finally gets accepted. Like I say, Bruce got mental issues. He's really messed up. He's got psychological. Wonder Woman, she's just a goddess. She's a god. But she's been on the island with women. And now she's in the world of man. And now she's adapting to that over 5,000 some years. Aquaman, Arthur, he's an alcoholic. People don't know that. If you read the books, he's alcoholic. People don't know that. And Martian Manhunter, he's traumatized.
Which is also a person of color who's in this movie.
Right. So, I mean, people have to understand that. If you don't, I'm going to leave that alone. If you don't read comics, you don't really read the books, you don't know these characters all the way thick and through. You just seen what you saw from animations and movies.
Right. They're looking at it from like a superficial.
Yeah, superficial. Now that you're going to get Cyborg, you're going to see his story, and people are really going to empathize with him in a lot of ways. And I'm glad that everybody is about to see it because I like Cyborg. I like him a lot, and people, you got to.
And I love that Cyborg is like the main center focus in this movie.
Like,
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. But no, the guy was actually, the Hot Take Tuesday or whatever was actually talking about aesthetics. He was talking about how Cyborg is the only one that is covered in metal and can't, doesn't have the secret identity. And he's talking about how Ben Affleck is a good looking man and he's a playboy billionaire, not talking about psychological, but Superman is also very, good looking. And they don't have any physical deformity or whatever, like Cyborg does, with metal covering 90% of his body in this iteration, and also the Rebirth. But yeah, no, that's what he was talking about.
Well, I mean, Batman is scarred.
Yeah,
he's beat the shit out of him. But no, I completely agree with you. Like, he's Alfred was like,
I mean, he covers it all. He covers it all in a bat suit. But if Cyborg covered it all in a bat suit, And
I mean, if we're talking about the entire Justice League or everybody who's appeared and helps the Justice League throughout comics, Cyborg and Johns are not the only ones of African American, culture to be in there. You have people like, for example, Static Shock or Black Lightning who come in there and help out. You have many other
John Stewart,
all people who look godlike in a sense, so it's not like Cyborg's the only one.
I mean, look at John Stewart. I mean, look at John Henry Irons.
There you go. And
that guy is like, oh my gosh. I mean,
we have Hawkman in the DCU, Black Adam now. He's black.
Exactly. We're getting Hawkman and Black Adam.
Yeah.
And he's just absolutely, ripped, so
yeah. So I mean, a lot of things are put on hold, but there are going to be people that kids can gravitate to and say, that's the representation of, my pigment, or whatever, Yeah. So, I mean, it's coming. It's just a lot of things are on hold because they want to see the reception of the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
So that's why they're not moving forward with a lot of projects because they're waiting.
Yeah, no, I get
because the Snyder Cut is a game changer. If it's as successful as we all want it to be, that's going to determine the direction that they go. And if it's a failure or not as successful, that's going to determine the direction we go. So
exactly.
Yeah. So then, what did you guys think of the big reveal with the Joker?
Oh, dude,
looks good. I have to get going, so I gotta bounce.
All right, man.
But we'll Joker looks pretty good.
All right, man.
So I'll catch you all on the flip side.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Sounds good.
So I do have one thing to say about the Joker because I mentioned in my video.
I'm trying to find the picture. I had the stinking picture here, and I don't know what I did with it. All right.
Just go to Zack's thing, man.
I know, man. I know. Like I don't know what happened to my picture.
I took hours to prepare for the show, guys.
I did. I don't know what like all of a sudden my downloads thing all scrambled and I can't find it. So
I got nothing but the lunch trench.
I got lunch French, man. No, because I've been trying to do this. I've been trying to do this differently lately, and not have everything actually in StreamYard because it just kind of bogs it down sometimes, and so that's why I did that. But no, I got it here. Hold on.
Yeah,
we got it now.
But with Joker, once you pull that up, I want to know if anybody else agrees with this assessment. But if you look at the face, it's blurred in the background. Now, there's one of two options. Either Zack Snyder intentionally distorted the face behind it to kind of hide what he looks like, or it kind of looks like to me the Joker has experienced some burn damage on his face and possibly his hands with the type of gloves that he's wearing due to Darkseid coming to Earth, scorching the whole place, and therefore giving Joker reason to have a vendetta against Darkseid. Because, I mean, we look at the Joker in the Snyder Cut, as we understand it, how he makes a deal with Steppenwolf, right, to, basically become the king of the city.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, this is what I see. This is what I see.
But he's a guy who puts himself above everything else. He's very selfish. So what's a way for him to team up with Deathstroke and Batman? What's the reason he'd want to? Is because Darkseid screwed him over and burned him and injured him and pissed him off, basically.
I think the card is of some significance because Batman has it on his gun in BVS, and he's holding it the way he's holding it. Maybe this was something that, like a trinket or something from the Snyder Cut that, gave him the right to be, the king of Gotham. And maybe something happened to him. He's wearing the dish gloves. Maybe there's some sort of something on the card, or the card needs to be examined by Bruce or something. I don't know. But it does look distorted. If you look underneath the eye, it's kind of pointy.
Yeah.
And that just, to me, just kind of shows that, it's just a distortion. I don't know if there's any damage.
I think that it shows an evolution, and I think also if you look at it closely, so he's wearing like a rubber medical glove, and then also he has a mask around his neck. That's a medical mask.
I could see that.
COVID.
COVID. That's what Darkseid came with. We're gonna find.
At the end of the day, it could also just be a photo that they took while they were on the set, and it's not a still from the movie.
It could be
possibly, but
you can see here though that the hair is long, and I know a lot of people, are saying that there's a lot of similarities that just from the blurriness of it, that to looking through that with the Heath Ledger and the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I think what I think that this is going to do, guys. I really think that if this is from the movie, I think what we're going to see here is a possible showing of an evolution for Jared Leto's Joker that everybody griped and complained so much about him being this, what he was in Suicide Squad. But I think that we're going to see from this that the Joker has many different levels. That Jared Leto's Joker has many different levels to him. It's not just one or two. It's not just that gangster, look, or what I mean, but that during whatever time this is, if this is in the future, Darkseid, apocalypse kind of situation, that obviously this Joker's been through some stuff.
Yeah,
he's seen some stuff,
and with those gloves, I mean, it could also paint the idea that in the Nightmare timeline, when Batman and Deathstroke and Joker are working together, they don't really have time to try to get information out of people the traditional way about Superman and Darkseid. So maybe Batman gives Joker a little leeway and says, okay, do what you do, get the information how you do it, because we don't have time to do it the way I usually do it. So it kind of just lets Joker just have his fun and get the information that way.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have any thoughts on this pitch? I mean, there's not a lot there, but yet there is.
I think it looks super scary. I'll say that.
See, he has longer hair. That looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right. That was one thing that they didn't do was cut Leto's hair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. It'd be like CGI and freaking somebody's mustache.
Now, do you think that he has a mustache? Look at his mouth. Do you think he has a mustache?
Yeah, no.
So
you can call me Joker says no one burned him, but yet we've seen so many. How many publicity stills have we seen from the original Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Where at the end of the movie he is burned. So
he is burned.
So
That's
So I
interesting.
mean, so there is. I mean, if the air cut is imminent,
It is.
after we do this, I believe it is.
Zack pretty much denounced it by doing this. I think. It's kind of like it's really just putting it out there in plain sight in the way that Zack Snyder always does.
You're going to see a Stone Quarry logo at the end of that movie.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that we can go with this picture, man. It's crazy.
And addressing the long hair, in Suicide Squad he had shorter hair, but again, people, this is most definitely from the Nightmare situation where Zack Snyder called him a road-weary Joker. It's like, obviously some time has passed, and when it's the end of the world, you don't care about your hair grooming. You just let it grow out. You're just surviving, You're not caring about all your makeup all that much, and you're just slicking your hair back. It doesn't matter.
We don't care about our appearance.
You end up looking like Ryan, Ryan just doesn't care anymore.
we just let things go, we just don't see, it's not I can't do that to him because if I do that to him, everybody goes, hey, don't do that to Brian. But if I pull Ryan up, everybody's like, that's funny.
They're like, give us
Austin. Give him a hard time, Come on, go get him, guy.
Get him.
I'm glad that Zack showed this. I'm glad that Zack showed this. Now that people, because there's a lot of Joker fans out there, and now since he showed this is going to get a lot of people really, really interested.
Sure.
In the movie in a lot of ways. Because a lot of people, they love the Joker. And now since they know that he's gonna be in it, they're gonna be very curious.
Even if they didn't like Jared Leto's performance in the Suicide Squad that was released, they're still gonna be interested and curious.
Yeah. The gentleman, Mr. Crescent, this is Jared Leto.
Yeah, it is Jared Leto.
Yeah, this is
from Zack Snyder.
This is from, so this is the picture, but like you can go back here. This is from Zack Snyder, and it says, "Amazing character you created. Honored to have our worlds collide." At David Ayer and Jared Leto. So this was Zack literally tweeting out to David Ayer and Jared Leto saying, "Hey, honored to have our worlds collide because you made an amazing character in that Joker, that version of the Joker." So there you go.
It's only 55 or 56K that liked it, and that's a small number of people who support this. So
it's
a minority.
But I'll be honest, I didn't even see what some of the comments were. I mean, has it been positive?
No, they've been pretty good. They ain't really bad. But
wait a
lot of people.
I don't see a like from Enosh. Wait a minute.
How dare you, Enosh?
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Good job. You did your work today. You can stop the stream.
I like stuff like this. In my opinion, Jared Leto was a way better Joker than Joaquin Phoenix.
They're different.
They're different. Like Joaquin is just a case study on what would happen with an individual that is disturbed and how they. There you go.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? I think. Look, I think once the shot. Oh, geez. You know what? Like, oh my gosh. Just leaving that up there is
that milk?
Like, what
That's
the heck?
the chemical that they fall into.
Yeah,
milk?
I know it's a.
Mr. J.
Mr.
Wow. J. La 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 la.
I think the longer, the time has passed with Jared Leto's Joker, the more people have actually been able to take since this picture, the original photo that came out. I think that people have now started to see past that, And
I mean that picture.
I mean, there's still some that obviously they
the Martha Wayne. That's who it was. Thank you, Joker. I see his tweet, the thing right there. That's what I was trying to figure out. It's the Martha Wayne card. Yep.
Oh,
that's what it is. Yep. I was trying to figure out what it was. He put it. Yep. That's it.
Okay.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, and tell me if you disagree, I do feel like this is Jared Leto's like last chance to get people on board with his Joker.
Yes,
if people don't like this Joker, then you know what? I don't care about the
if a different director cannot get people on board for his version or his performance, then this will be the last time you see Jared come back.
Well, of course, unless it's a very, very small part and if you just kind of like interested in that you see his full performance in Suicide Squad's David Ayer cut, there's different ways that it could be like, I don't know. I feel like David Ayer's Suicide Squad would be a better judgment on his full performance as Joker rather than the small amount that I think you'll have in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I agree, but I also think that Zack Snyder being a different director, having a different take, would actually sort of, and this is recent, so they've had time to sort of mull over, kind of go back and hindsight's 2020. What can we do going forward? And whatever he did with him in October is going to be the definitive.
He's going to be off the hook. We already know that he's crafted something special because he's had a lot of time to look back at everything and decide what works and what doesn't. So, and by all accounts, this should be an utter masterpiece, completely, like in every sense of the word. Yeah, I mean,
Well, like you said, if this doesn't do it, if for some reason this falls short, but somebody could say that about the entire movie. To be quite honest with you.
Oh yeah, they can say that too. Yeah.
At this point, if this does not hit with people, then we're all just
then we blame the marketing department.
Well, the marketing and that's actually something that we've talked a lot about here on the channel is the fact that the marketing department has not really done a good job, I think. I mean, what do you guys think? I don't think the marketing department
the marketing, Enosh, the marketing has been all of us. The marketing has been the movement. The marketing has been the same marketing team that's been doing it for the last 3 years. It's all us. It's all word of mouth, which is why it's up to all of us to make this movie a success.
Well, I'm just saying
I'm blaming the refs for
the Snyder Cut, I believe, is going to be great. I believe that it's going to be an awesome thing. I believe that people are going to enjoy it, and I believe that it's going to right a lot of wrongs. And I'm looking forward to having this conversation after March 18th. Right. And seeing seeing where we go from here. You know what I mean? Like where we're going to end up. But you know what I'm really looking forward to is if one day the ultimate buddy movie comes to fruition. Aren't you? Don't you guys want to see the ultimate buddy movie come to fruition finally?
Tango and Cash 2?
Brothers 2?
Well, no. I mean this buddy movie right here.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Don't you guys aren't you guys just like thirsting for a He-Man, Skeletor, team up Masters of the Universe movie?
Look at underneath He-Man's arm, like the rubber is cracked.
Yeah. Why do He-Man look like that?
Well, so I mean, honestly, obviously, this is not a. I like this picture too. Of this is the other one here. Yo, what's up?
Nice. I mean, it's. I like the veins.
Great skull.
Have you guys seen this commercial?
No.
You haven't seen this commercial. So this is an actual commercial for a grocery store, and Skeletor. Like, I'm not going to show it on here because I'm not going to risk getting another copyright issue. But like, Skeletor is like literally dancing and hip thrusting and doing like I'm telling you all right now. Go look up He-Man, Skeletor grocery commercial on YouTube, and it's there. And look, he's got bat nipples and everything. Look at that.
There you go.
See, they're not afraid to put nipples on, right? Because he's not even wearing a shirt, but like he's literally like hip thrusting. He's going at it, man. And then there's another one where they play "I Had the Time of My Life," and He-Man literally like lifts him over his head. But there, so this movie's been in development hell now for quite a while, and it looks like we finally may be getting some something. Now, I'm not convinced. You guys know who Noah Centineo is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am really not convinced that he is the man to do this. They got a picture of him here. I mean, he looks all right there, but he doesn't look like He-Man.
I thought the guy
he needs to spend some time in the gym and dye his hair. And,
is this the guy that's going to be in the Black Adam movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you gonna play He-Man, you gotta be bigger, man. You gotta be
like Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, you know?
Yeah, you gotta be like
you gotta be like Dolph Lundgren.
No, he's too old.
Yeah.
He was great back then.
Well, hey guys, I got a dip. It's getting really late for me,
All right,
but
All right, man.
Hi, buddy. All right, we'll talk.
Dawson.
Thank you for being here, Dawson. But you know, I mean, like, are you guys excited for a He-Man movie in general?
No.
Not since what they did with Courtney Cox and all that. If they did it where you're in, it's not Fantasia. What is it called? The
Eternia.
Eternia. If it's based in Eternia, then yes. Just like just like a Thundercats movie. If they did a Thundercats movie and it's based in Thundera, and then also on Third Earth, then yes. If it's based on Earth, then no.
Oh, I don't want to see it on Earth either.
It was cool getting to see Robert Duncan McNeil, but yeah, no.
I do not want to see a He-Man movie again on Earth. That didn't make any sense. Look, and look, Earth does exist in the He-Man universe.
That's why they did it. Was made
by He-Man's mother, in all fairness, is from Earth. She was an astronaut that crash landed on Eternia. So Earth does exist, and he actually, I think, alludes to that in the old Masters of the Universe movie, because he talks to his mom. He has a conversation with his mom before they leave, and they talk about what Earth is like and stuff like that. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but I believe that they do. But yeah, so that I can forgive, but I did not like the way that they handled it. I don't like that basically we got to see like 5 minutes of of him. I mean, you know who at this point I think would make a cool He-Man, but it would almost be typecast right now. It's Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth would be a good He-Man. They have to have Orko. I didn't like the character they
that weird troll character that they had in Orko's place.
That's pulling a Warner Brothers there. That's pulling a Warner Brothers there and just inventing characters.
Justice League.
Well, I mean, I didn't even like Beastman in that movie.
No,
I was like, they totally made him horror, and they create again the same thing. They created new characters. They didn't have Triclops. They didn't have Faker or anything. They had these other weird characters in the movie. The guy with the blades. I don't think he was a character that was.
No, he was not. He was not.
And then the lady lizard with the white hair. Evelyn was there.
Yep.
Yeah. So they had Evelyn and they had Beastman, and I think that was it.
Wasn't Evelyn played by
the girl that did Ursa?
Jennifer.
No, it was not her.
No. Because you know who she looked like. You know who I thought she was for the longest time was Kirstie Alley.
She looks a lot like Kirstie Alley. Yeah,
she does.
I'm gonna look that up really quick.
Yeah, look that up real quick.
I love that movie. It's for free on YouTube. It's
like YouTube's.
Yes,
it's a guilty pleasure.
Times when I was a kid.
It's a guilty pleasure. It's something funny to look back on. But as a serious He-Man fan, it's not what I mean. And I say, a serious He-Man fan as I sit here with this guy right here.
That's awesome.
No,
how serious could it be? It was a canon film.
Well, that's do you know you do know that the reason why Superman 4 was as bad and gutted as it was because of that movie, because they had a budget for Superman 4 and they cut that budget because they put that budget money into Masters of the Universe, and that's why Masters of the Universe has lasers and cool effects, because it has some good effects actually in it. And
makeup is amazing. Like
it's really good.
What was his name? Langanella?
Yeah, he was Perry White in Superman Returns.
He was.
That was ironic.
Her name was Meg Foster. Played Evil.
Yeah.
Meg Foster.
But, I gotta go, guys. But thank you very much for having me on. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.
Good to have you here. Okay, so but yeah, so so this I'm sorry, who was saying something?
That was me. I was gonna say if they do anything with He-Man and they want to make the story interesting, all they have to do is really go back to the origin with the Queen. She can come to Earth, but then she gets married to King Randor, and then once she get married to King Randor, then do the story with Adam and Adora. And then have Skeletor and Hordak show up, and that's how they get separated. They can adapt that story. That'll be real good. And then you find out how Adam get his powers. Maybe they can go to what's over there with Hordak? I'm trying to think of
was it the oh my gosh, what planet was that?
What planet? The other dimension. It's Eternia and
I don't remember.
God dang, I can't. But y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know, they take that iteration and put it on live screen, depending on how they do it, because that's interesting. Because that story with Adam and Adora was tight.
Well, my problem with this is none of this so far has excited me. I'm really looking forward. Really looking forward to seeing what's his name's cartoon that's supposed to come out, which is supposed to be a direct sequel.
Oh, Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelation.
Etheria, that's it.
Oh, Etheria, yeah. But Masters of the Universe Revelation is supposed to come to Netflix, and that's supposed to be a direct sequel to the original Masters of the Universe that we grew up with.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
if they do that, we good.
And so that's there, and so then there was talk of this. There was talk of this movie for a while, and then this is kind of cooled off with Centineo. But then there was talk that Netflix actually wanted to make a live action movie, right? And so now there's talk about this. And so let's just talk about this for a second, because it says, because it was originally slated. Originally, it was even locked at one point for a March 2021 release date.
Yeah.
But it says the project, which at one time had names like Mick G, yay, and David Goyer attached, was last said to have attached Band of Robbers filmmakers Aaron and Adam Nee. No idea if they're still involved. I mean, that's never a good sign, right? When you don't know who's even involved. And Rickman, who also doesn't reveal whether Netflix fave Centineo, who's into All the Boys franchise, is still our new He-Man, just that the film is on the studio's to-do list again. So apparently it's still at Netflix again. In an interview last year with Entertainment Tonight, Centineo described his prep for the role. It's a lot of eating. You would think it's awesome, but it's like 6,000 calories a day. As a person, you're supposed to eat like 2,000 calories a day, but putting things in perspective, it's great, but I'm complaining, blah, blah, blah. I eat so many eggs. Yay, 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 yay. But, you know, that's kind of it. Like, you know, but I don't know. We've talked about this on the channel because I'm a Masters of the Universe guy. I've got, you know, like, I mean, I'm sitting right here, and you guys know I got a toy for everything.
And they have to have Cringer. That's another thing. They have to have him. And then he has to turn into Battle Cat, you know. And yeah, I mean, you know, I would love to see. I'd love to see that. I mean, they could totally get away with that.
Especially with the special effects they have today, and not the 80s budget, you know.
And then Skeletor would have his Purple Panther or whatever. I don't know the name of that one, but I remember it was Panther. Panther. Oh, there you go, the Panther. So yeah,
I'm get hard on those names, you know. Mermaid.
Yeah. I have two questions. Number one, do you think the general audience even cares about He-Man?
I think for nostalgia,
they can care about He-Man depending on how you make it. That's tight, you know. Right. Damn, you got Thundercats too.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Man, look at that Lino. That's what I'm talking about.
Man. Got the new He-Man stuff over there too.
Man, Enoch's got a damn toy store at his house.
Yeah, Toys R Us.
Freaking museum. You gotta have them through the decade.
Man. Yeah, look at that. I see Beast. Awesome. Is that Beast Man?
Heck yeah, that's Beast Man back there. Yep, I got Beast Man, Triclops, Trap Jaw, Merman.
Yeah, you got the Battle Cat. You got Ram Man. You got Cyclops. You got Adam.
I used to have all of those.
Yeah, I see. They go. What's that fool name back there with the jaw?
Trap Jaw.
You said what?
Trap Jaw.
Yeah, with the green face. Yeah.
Wow,
I used to have the one
yeah.
where when you push on his chest, it flips over and gives damage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hate that one.
The He-Man with the battle damage.
God, I hate battle damage, He-Man. I hate battle damage. Whoa.
Oh, battle! Oh, you talking about the one with the gray chest?
Yeah,
I
hated those.
I remember that.
He-Man and Skeletor. I hated those. But but I've always loved He-Man ever since I was a little kid, and I used to get in fights with my cousin Sam because he used to think that He-Man was called T-Man. And we used to get in these fights because he'd be like, "It's T-Man," and I'm like, "Dude, it's not T-Man. It's literally on the show. There's a song, dude." He was like 2 years younger than me.
I used to put my cassettes, my read-along cassettes, in my Teddy Ruxpin. So Teddy Ruxpin would be reading me freaking He-Man.
Oh man, that's awesome. Do you still have the Teddy Ruxpin?
No, man. That was, gosh, I have no toys.
Teddy Ruxpin. Damn, you're going back. Damn.
Yeah. That was back when like Fievel, Fievel was big.
The American Tail,
yeah. American Tail is a great animated movie.
Heck yeah.
More toys.
Toys and more
Thank you, sir.
Hulk Hogan with the thumb up the butt. I mean the thumb
What?
Hogan. They made one. They made wrestling figures.
No, yeah, you know what?
Right in their back.
When I was a kid, I had
Hulk
those.
Hogan.
Yep, I had Hulk Hogan. Yep. Okay. So hold on, guys. Hold on a
I
second.
had a Yoda puppet.
So my friend Chris Patton here. This is Chris Patton. He's a good friend of mine. You guys remember when you guys were here? Well, when you were here, Ryan.
Yeah.
You guys were here. I showed you guys. I once a couple of years ago, I participated in this thing. I'm involved with this Facebook page called Off the Top Rope 2.0. And we do cool, like just it's just a fun group. It started as a wrestling group, but now we talk about all kinds of things, pop culture and everything else. But we talk a lot about wrestling. But the thing is, we do these tournaments, right? So we'll do like favorite superhero or favorite villain or whatever. Well, once a year or whatever, we did do it like once a year. They have a fictional character draft, which, you know what, Chris, I would love to talk to you about this and maybe see about bringing the fictional character draft to the Poindexter Lounge and figuring out a way to do it with our subscribers, with you guys who are here, because it was so much fun. Because what we did was we went round, everybody put in a pool of like what they wanted to do, and so one by one we just did it as a draft. Right. So we did a fantasy draft of who our favorite fictional characters were. And man, I'll tell you what, I did a video for each one of my drafts. And so these big elaborate things. And I mean, I had Luke Skywalker, I had Superman, I had, oh my gosh. I mean, I ended up with the Millennium Falcon. I had all the cool stuff like that you could ever want in the, that I picked. And then it came down to the very end. And I made one mistake. Chris is a huge Sting fan from wrestling, right? From
I thought you meant the singer.
No. Chris. If you knew, like Chris has got this big old beard and everything. I can't imagine Chris going like singing like. I love
that album, by the way.
By the way, I don't know any of the lyrics.
I'm so happy that I can't stop crying.
But so he loves Sting, and so do I. But it came down to the end. And Chris had kind of said something about nobody better pick Sting. That was like going to be his main pick. And so he did something. He picked somebody or something that like kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'd have to go back to the whole thing. It's all documented on its own Facebook page. But so I made a video and I chose Sting at the end. And I'm trying to remember how he did this, but there was some way that I was part of something. And so like I was considered a fictional character now. And so I picked Sting, but at the very end, Chris came in and picked Enosh Fee. So he picked me with the last pick of the freaking fictional character draft. And then he keeps pointing out to me that means he got everything that I owned as well. So literally he won the draft flat out because he got all of my stuff. And he says that he's also a toy collector. And so he says that now he has all of my toys.
There you go.
I mean, it's contractually binding. So
It is.
You can use that in the court of law.
It is.
I think after 5 years, you can get out of your original contract.
Can I get my stuff back?
Once your rookie deal's over, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, he has to release it though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's like Jerry Jones here, you know.
Chris, release my stuff back to me.
Renounce your wish, Chris.
Renounce your wish.
Renounce your wish. Renounce your picks.
Alistair
won the draft and got all the toys. So there you go.
I wish we had nukes.
So I don't know if you guys saw this though. So Masters of the Universe, I'm excited about. I want to see it for sure, but I just want to see it done well. And if you're not going to do it well, if you're not going to take it seriously, don't bother.
Well, when I heard that David S. Goyer was going to direct it, I was not happy. Like he can write it. David S. Goyer was going to direct it. He was going to write and direct.
Never.
And I was like, no, please.
Goyer is not a bad writer. But
he's not a bad writer, but he's not a good director.
Got you.
So that's where I was like, oh no. So I'm hoping that if they use his treatment, if they use his story, that he gets his writing credit and all that and whatever. But I hope that they pick a better director to, just flesh this thing out and treat it epic. You know, treat it like the Justice League. Treat it with exactly. That it means something. It's not just some thing that, hey, Canon, you want to come in here and shoot a freaking movie? No. Hey, a Touchstone Pictures hasn't done anything in a while. But what about TriStar? No, give it, Warner Brothers or Netflix or one of the big titans.
I say anybody but Warner Brothers.
Do it a good job.
Anybody, just
not Warner Brothers. I would say AT&T. Come in here, AT&T.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see it on HBO Max.
But like you saying, if they do the He-Man, like I would say, if it's gonna be a script, they really got to go to the beginning of it with the twins.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to have the lore. Yeah, it's got to have the lore.
And you got to dabble into with the sorcerers because everybody. That's the thing. A lot of people don't understand the story is mainly with the sorcerers. And once you find that, then you good. Oh God, what is that? Is that a Homer Simpson?
Homer Simpson.
Homer want donut. Homer want donut in comment.
Yeah.
Homer want donut in comment. Oh man.
Oh man. Yes.
Oh man.
I love donuts.
That was fantastic.
That was fantastic. I came up with that. Oh my gosh.
And they need to establish a tone for the film. Like, go all in. Is it going to be cheesy or is it going to be serious? Like, you can't go in both ways.
It gotta be serious, man.
Yeah.
If it's not serious, same thing with Thundercats, man. If they ever did a Thundercats movie, it's got to be serious.
But He-Man, though, He-Man is inherently cheesy, though, isn't it?
Well, that's true. The only person in the He-Man that need to be cheesy is Cringer. That's it.
Well,
Cringer should be the only one.
Orko.
And Orko. Yeah. But other than that, everything else should be serious.
But man, look. There were times that He-Man literally scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. There were so many weird, mystical, dark things in some of that show and the music would freak me out as an 8-year-old kid, dun, dun, dun.
I always thought his saying was so redundant. Like, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. I'm like, what? I think that's redundant.
Well, you want to hear redundant. You all know I'm a man of faith, but my grandmother, who raised me, would not let me say by the power of Grayskull.
What? Really?
She would not let me say by the power of Grayskull. So you know what I had to say I would say it when I was just playing with my toys. I'd be like, okay, He-Man's over here, and he's like, by the power of Grayskull. Right. No. But if I was saying it out loud, I had like He-Man backpack, had like the two halves of the power sword and the shield and everything. And if I was running around and if I was in front of my grandmother, I had to say, by the power of Jesus. Which is kind of funny now to think about, because like I'm imagining He-Man getting his powers from Jesus.
Be peaceful, my son.
I don't know. It's just kind of funny to me, but yeah, it is what it is, you know.
I mean, I couldn't see. Okay, so I guess that's a big question here. Then, Truth brought up. Would you have him turn from Adam to He-Man?
Yes,
because they did not do that with Dolph Lundgren. He was just He-Man.
No.
Yeah,
but you know what? I almost want two different people to play the character.
Yes,
like Shazam.
Yeah, exactly like Shazam. You hit it, Truth. I almost want like some skinny, scrawny little guy to play Prince Adam, so that when he turns into He-Man, it's this big bulk. Like, as much as I hate John Cena, it needs to be somebody with that kind of physique. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, right. Can you imagine? There were some pictures about that for a while of John Cena with a wig,
or Dwayne Johnson's physique. If you got The Rock's physique, then yeah.
Well, see, he would be Skeletor. Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
No. You know what? I think Dwayne Johnson would be He-Man, just because like Skeletor needs to be like Skeletor. Well, see, I'm torn. I like actually the Skeletor portrayed in Masters of the Universe, the old movie. He
was crazy.
He was scary.
The makeup
was scary and serious. But there's something about those cartoons where he's like, He-Man, Beastman. like when I watch Robot Chicken, and have you guys seen the one where they accidentally kill He-Man? Have you seen the Robot Chicken where they accidentally kill He-Man?
No.
So they're walking through the forest.
Pull it up. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, they're walking through the forest and they're chopping down trees, right? And they're like, yes, our plan will come to fruition when we chop down all the trees in the forest. And all of a sudden, He-Man shows up and he's like, "Hey, Skeletor, you need a good skull effing." And like it's He-Man, and Skeletor's like, "What?" And like he's like, and he's like hitting him in the face. He's like, "Why are you hitting yourself, Skeletor?" And then all of a sudden, here comes Beastman up behind He-Man and hits him in the back with an axe and kills him. And He-Man dies. and it's Evil Lyn, Beastman, and Skeletor, and like Beastman is kind of standing there with the axe, like, "What the heck just happened?" And Skeletor's like, "What did you do?" And he's like, "I don't know. I mean, I thought he'd like block it or move or something. He's He-Man." And Evil Lyn's like, "Oh no, we're gonna totally be strung up for this. This is the first murder in eternity in history." And Skeletor's like, oh my god, we're totally screwed." And so they write a note. And Skeletor's like, "Okay, read it back to me, Beastman." And he's like, "Being He-Man, dear everyone, being He-Man sucked a whole lot more than you could possibly imagine. Gonna fall backwards on this axe now, like I always said that I was going to." And then it shows, and then I love it because it shows that Orko finds He-Man with the power sword. So Orko picks up the sword, and you see him go off, and you don't see him again. And so then all of a sudden Orko shows up at to take on Skeletor and stuff, and Orko has used the power. Now he's like He-Man. He has all the powers of He-Man, but it's Orko, and so like he kills all of them. And by the way, Trapjaw had been waiting outside of Snake Mountain because he had to go pee, and they weren't letting anybody in Snake Mountain because they were scared that they were going to get taken in. And so here comes Orko. He kills everybody, and then he goes back to see the sorceress at Castle Grayskull. And when he goes back in to see the sorceress goes, "Oh, Orko, thank goodness you found the power sword. We can use its powers to bring He-Man back." And he says, Orko looks at her and goes, "You mean we could bring back He-Man, and then he would be He-Man and have the power, and I would just be regular old Orko again?"
Oh my god.
And then he stabs the sorceress through the chest and goes, but then that happened. And then he floats off. It's funny. I'm sorry, I get a kick out of it every time. But yeah, I mean, that voice, like, "Oh no, we're screwed, we're totally screwed." It's great. So I'm kind of torn between wanting to see like a serious take on Skeletor.
If they did serious, they would have to go full serious. If they did campy, they would have to go full camp.
I know, and that's the thing is I'm torn between those two.
Yeah,
Joker. We know that Noah Centineo was cast as He-Man, but as this article brings up, that production of He-Man has been has been silent for like 2 years now, over 2 years. So there's nothing saying that he is still He-Man, and that's actually what the article brings up and asks the question: is he still even attached at this point? Because we could get somebody.
I mean, he's about to start filming for Black Adam, so I mean, it's like even if like it's not until maybe the fall or maybe the beginning of next year when he would be able to start a He-Man project.
Whatever they do it. Because I'd rather be honest with you, they're going to probably mess it up. They're going to probably mess it up and try to make it cheesy as much as they can, you know? Because if you're going to make a movie now, you really want to get a serious movie. To be honest, I like He-Man, but I'd rather see a Thundercats or a Silverhawks. I'd rather see one of them two.
Oh, Silverhawks, dude. Silverhawks, dude, you're speaking my language, Prime.
Yeah, I love Silverhawks and I love Thundercats.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but Thundercats would have to go full serious.
Right.
Like
Thundercats will have to be serious.
It would have
because my only thing with that is that because my favorite Thundercat is Panthro, so you gotta give him have that serious.
I like Bengali and then Tigress. Or Tigra. Yeah.
Tigra.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with the pen, let me say Orko or Snarf. Who is more annoying? Oh,
annoying?
That's a good question.
Snarf.
I would say
Snarf is more annoying.
Yeah, it was like, come on,
I'm your nanny, and I'm not needed anymore, but I'm still around here. Snarf, snarf.
I like that.
You gotta love.
For some reason, you guys keep me around.
Prime. I was gonna grab
I'm no use to anyone. Snarf.
I was gonna grab my. I've got Quicksilver, Stargazer, and the Green Silverhawk. I was gonna go grab those, but they're inside this case here that's next to me. I have another case that's like the one in the back, and so it's on the glass.
Hey,
if you do Thundercats, the only individual that will have the humor would be Snarf, because you really can't do with. You know what? Oh man, you know what? You could do Snarf, and you could do the mutants, because the mutants they dumb as hell.
Oh yeah,
but then they would have to be serious. So I think the only person that would really be humorous would be Snarf.
Any creature that says it's kind in its language, snarf, 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 snarf. It's like the Smurfs, you know, everything. Which speaking of Smurfs, somebody's got a T-shirt, don't you?
Yeah, I said that's Smurfed up.
Well, you know, look, if you're not down with the Smurfs, you can go Smurf yourself.
Right. I was like, dude, I could do a whole line of just like, you know, replacing that word with Smurf, like you know, Smurf.
That's a Smurf and shame.
Yeah. Like what the Smurf. So it was, and that's fun. Every time I do things like that, they're just like little challenges for me to do. So it was fun.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
What do you think? What do you think of this? So we know that Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman. Okay?
Yeah,
we know that that's happening. But there was talk here. Movie Hole actually talked to Michelle Pfeiffer about the possibility of her coming back.
Yeah, they actually talked to her before they talked to Michael Keaton.
Really?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Well, she wants to do it now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was originally supposed to come back for Batman Forever. Because she was in Batman Returns. She was originally supposed to come back for Batman Forever, but it didn't, come through. And then there was I actually have here, guys, the pitch. There was a pitch for a Catwoman movie starring her.
Oh, interesting.
Did you know that? Yeah, the guy.
No, I didn't know that
because that got retweeted today. And let me just here it is. And I got it in a real quick little thing here because it was retweeted today because there was actually this pitch for a Catwoman movie, and I'd be interested to hear what you guys think of this thing. If I can find it here, I got all these like windows open now all of a sudden. But I mean, would you want to see her come back?
It depends on how big a role she has in it.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be cool to see her. Like, oh, you're still alive. Oh, interesting. You know, that's cool.
Yeah.
But to actually, how much can the story revolve around? Well, like when you've got Ben Affleck and you've got Ezra Miller,
and,
you know, Michael Keaton, like.
I mean, it is the multiverse, and it is Batman. So like we know that Batman Returns ended off with her still having life, but this is what the original pitch was. A guy named John August was able to make a pitch for it, and he said, it says Catwoman at Warner's in 1998, sequel with Michelle Pfeiffer returning, which I'm sure they're kicking themselves now because, oh my gosh, the worst movie ever, man, is that Catwoman movie with Halle Berry.
I don't know, man. Steel was worse.
Steel is worse, man. But man, that Halle Berry movie, like everything on paper said that Halle Berry and Sharon Stone movie should have been good. But, you know, it's like people wanted Michelle Pfeiffer. They wanted a continuation of this movie. He says producer was excited after pitch. Executive insisted it needed to be Sarah Michelle Gellar and involve a hair washing scene. Then showed me the Matrix trailer.
What?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said that they insisted that an exec insisted that it needed to be Sarah Michelle Gellar as Catwoman, and that it needed to include, and he goes further down here and he says that it needed to include not just a hair washing scene, but also that it had to be like Catwoman washing another woman's hair for some reason. It's weird, man. It's weird. But here was this pitch. It's really quick. It just says we open at Halloween in Gotham City, which as expected is near Riot. Swooping up through the building, we come to a skyscraper office. In this psychiatrist's office, Catwoman slinks back on the couch. I'm thinking of getting out of Gotham, she says. It used to be fun, but now there are just too many freaks. What do you think? Am I crazy? Looking the other way, we see the man she is talking to is tied to his chair. I'm not a psychiatrist. She's actually robbing the office. He wants to tell her where the safe is, but she won't let him. She finds the safe and opens it. Outside, heading to her second robbery for the night, she thinks she sees Batman, but it's just some guy in a costume. It's Dawson.
I knew it.
Scaling building.
But
hold on, because there are many Batmen. So it's Dawson, it's Ryan, it's a bunch of guys, scaling, tall buildings.
I'm not wearing hockey pads,
right? There's many Catwomen, and it pisses her off. At the site of her second robbery, she encounters Nightfall, who ranks very low on the Gotham villain hierarchy. He's trying to rob the same place, which he's already rigged explosives. The explosion blows Catwoman through three plate glass windows. We crane up over her comatose body to find Batman, the real one. Catwoman Selina Kyle wakes up in the hospital in her hometown, Lake City, Chicago, a place with actual daylight. We meet her family, city council father, civic mother, hyper-successful middle sister, trouble-finding younger sister. By normal life standards, Selina is tremendously unsuccessful, no hubby, crappy secretary job, pushing 40. Bruce Wayne comes to visit her at the hospital. As they're talking, we realize that Selina has no idea she was ever Catwoman. It's not amnesia. Just as a fall created her, this explosion knocked it out of her. Which I don't know about that, because it wasn't the fall that necessarily created. I mean, she died and then the cats brought her back, but you know what I mean.
And it's executive assistant.
Yeah. She recognizes Bruce Wayne as this really rich guy. This really rich guy that she met once or twice, but has no idea of their backstory. Him, you seem really at peace. I guess in some ways I envy you. He goes back to Gotham. Selina moves in with her parents, gets a job with Dad's company, normal life. And that's the end. No, but we're noticing small things. When an idea is stolen out from under her in a business meeting, she unconsciously claws her nails into the table. Crossing a street, a car stops short. Cut to Selena crouched on top of the car. No idea how she managed that jump. Meanwhile, Catwoman has hit Lake City, performing a series of robberies. We don't see Catwoman do it, just hear the news reports. There are no other costume freaks in the city, heroes or villains, and the perception is that big city Gotham crime has come to their town, even though statistically Lake City is much safer. In secret meetings, the city council decides a costumed superhero of their own, that they need a costume superhero of their own. The marketing team designs a costume, a name, Victory, and a plan to pay for it. That was this guy's pitch, this John August pitch for a Catwoman movie. What do you think of that?
Seems like it was written by a child.
It was kind of convoluted.
I'm sorry, but it really does. The way, the cadence, the way that the sentence structure, everything. It seemed I would not want to see that ever.
Like, it seems like a 90s movie. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, it does seem like a 90s movie.
Was John Peters involved with this? Because that would explain a lot.
By the way, shout out to Prime. Thank you for being here tonight, man. I was on the other screen when you had to dip, and so thank you for being here as well, brother. But yeah, I mean, like I don't know, you know, like I guess I see some things about this that, like, depending upon where this goes, because this is just the pitch, you know. Obviously, we're not seeing the full fleshed out, you know, idea. You know, but I mean, Catwoman having amnesia, not knowing who she was, but then slowly that coming out of her, and then the part that I don't like is, again, Warner Brothers with these made up heroes and villains. Like you're literally talking DC properties. Why is Warner Brothers so busy and so keen on listening to pitches that deal with fake superheroes that aren't even in the DC lexicon? We got Nuclear Man, we got, you know, it's just, it doesn't make any sense, you know, like, why are we seeing that over and over again? You know, we got Richard Pryor, you know, like like, why are we fighting things that don't really exist in the comics? I don't understand that. There's plenty of villains and good guys, you know, even if you don't want to bring, if you're going to go as far as to bring Batman into it at some point, you know, in the beginning, and a Bruce Wayne, which I'm guessing would have been Michael Keaton, right? Because that would have been the only thing to make sense, given the fact that it's, you know, Michelle Pfeiffer, and they had a connection.
Well, the reason why they bring in, like you said, Richard Pryor, which I liked his inclusion.
I'm not saying I mind him, but I was just being facetious.
I understand.
Villains, you know,
like when they start bringing in other things that kind of like don't fit, don't make sense. It's because the person that the, you know, the executive is like, I'm not a comic buff guy or girl, and I need something that I can identify with. So don't nerd me out with all these different names of characters that I don't know, and you're making me feel really stupid in my own office. So what we're gonna do is come up with things that I can relate to, and then that way I don't feel so dumb while you're making your stupid movie. That, you know,
it needs a giant spider.
We're gonna get that in a movie eventually. I don't know when.
A giant mechanical spider.
I don't know where. It's gonna happen, and dag nabbit, it's gonna happen.
Well, they did it. They put it in Wild Wild West.
What?
I mean, yeah, they did. You didn't know that?
I knew that Kevin Smith let that out. Yeah.
No cape. He can fly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he can't fly. Like why? No, to Superman, I don't like the cape. I don't like the flying stuff. You know, no.
Can we just have him say up and away?
No. We can't have these characters say that either. But no, they say here, ageless beauty Michelle Pfeiffer, who portrayed Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman, in 1992's Batman Returns.
Janet Van Dyne.
Wow, yeah, was asked by Screen Rant whether she'd be keen to join her former co-star for the Flash movie. Her answer will bring a smile to many a face. If anyone asked me, but no one's asked me yet. The 62-year-old actress was originally set for more than just a one-off stint as Catwoman back in the day, with a spin-off written by Daniel Waters and a cameo in Batman Forever also on the table at one stage. So
yeah, I mean they
now John August is the guy who just wrote that pitch, because I guess the movie that they were going to go with was written by Daniel Waters, but it says here Warner's were pretty hot on Pfeiffer's Catwoman at one stage. Even Gladiator scribe John August revealed that he'd written a solo jaunt for the character. So John August is the one who wrote Gladiator, which is a great movie. So that's kind of a weird pitch.
Well, it's like giving us a sequel to dang it. Scarface with where she played of Elvira, so good to see what her character goes on to do after Tony Montana's dead. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
Somebody does.
Yeah, no, like they say, the worst movie in the world is probably someone's favorite. So.
Yeah, and that's true. That's true. I mean, no matter what.
Jacob here says Superman 3 is easily the worst of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. I don't think so. I think
Part 4 is.
To me, part 4 is, but I like them all. But Superman 3, I actually feel is like really like low key underappreciated. It's got the best flying scenes. It's got probably some of the best effects in it out of all. I mean, the landings and the takeoffs that he does in that movie are just amazing. Yeah. And I actually like the story. I just wish it was Brainiac.
It was supposed to be Brainiac, but then they changed it because they couldn't relate to Brainiac.
Wasn't it John Cryer?
And Superman 3 has the best scene in the entire movie. The shirt rip when he's choking himself out, and then the iconic John Williams score. Oh, that's amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Like seeing that as a kid was like, oh my god, Superman's fighting Clark Kent.
Oh,
spoilers.
Yeah. Spoiler. And see, like, okay, so this proves the point, right? Because Around These Homes says Superman 3 is my favorite, right? So that's where you always have it, because here Jacob, and neither one is right or wrong, because it's about your perception of the movie, right? So Jacob says it's easily the worst. Around These Domes says Superman 3 is my favorite. So
I used to like Frasier. That was a good show.
Frasier was a good show.
I'm looking at the ads on the right there. Like,
it's back. It's back. It's on the Peacock. Yeah, it's back. It's back. Did you guys see the right there next to it? It's that got the Wayne's World thing. Did you see that there's going to be a Wayne's World commercial for the Super Bowl? Yeah. They did a whole thing on Saturday Night Live where they're doing DoorDash or whatever that is, like the
So Matt Jarbo's going to drop off food to them.
That would be a great commercial. I would love to see that commercial.
Is it in the Mirthmobile? That's cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, would you be down just to see her show up, or
to see her show up in the movie? Yeah,
it'd be a cameo,
I mean, she's like 62 years old. Like, how much can she do? I mean, So, yeah.
Well, I mean, but she may be pretty limber. I mean, it
won't be as bad as Carrie Fisher though. Like.
No,
she just kind of stood there, and I was like, "Oh man, couldn't they at least put her on a Segway or like what are those things, a hoverboard?
Yeah,
you can just like lean and just like go places." Yeah. I felt so bad for her, and I was like, "Damn, George should have hit her up like, hey, we're going to do something. We need to get you in the gym, girl." Yeah. I felt bad for her. Love her, but I felt bad for her. Yeah. But on that note, I gotta go. I gotta wake up in a couple hours. So
all right, man. Well, hey, thank you
too, man. But thank you for having me here, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna leave me and Brian to talk about the last thing about Kathy Yan says this year.
You know what I think about this. So if you want,
hold on, no, I know, but hold on, I know you don't like Birds of Prey, but what's that?
No, you're right. I don't.
Okay, but that's kind of the point of the article here that says Birds of Prey director Kathy Yan says she would have liked to had more control over the edit of the movie.
She complained about this earlier, and she compared herself to David Ayer because and I was like, she could never compare herself to Zack Snyder because she's just not that.
No.
But yeah, I mean, like who was saying this earlier that was with us? It wasn't Dawson. It was. Someone else was saying that I think it was Matt Jarbo was saying that they like the action it was Matt Jarbo, that they said they liked the action, but I was like, wait a minute. They brought the guy from John Wick to come over and add it because they felt like her cut did not have enough action in it. So they enlisted him to come over and help out, because I'm sorry, but Kathy is wet behind the ears. She's a young director, you know, and for her to come out and just jump into like Birds of Prey. Yes, Birds of Prey is not it's not Batman, it's not Superman, it's not Flash, but it is a DC property, and I'm a DC guy, and I'm like, man, please, when you with these properties, put them in good hands, put them in capable hands that have, you know, some you know, gravitas behind them. You know, they've done, you know, award-winning director, blah blah. I mean, when they were going after the Flash director, they were interviewing Robert Zemeckis, and they had, you know, the guys from what do you call it, 21 Jump Street. They did Solo, but they got kicked off.
Lord Miller.
Lord Miller, yes. And I was like, dude, any of those directors, you know, could have been could have done a great job with the Flash. They landed on the Muschiettes. Another, you know, I mean, they did, you know, he did. I don't know about his sister, but he did a great job with it. And I know he's done some other films. But Kathy just hasn't had a lot. And then the writer, you know, and that's what, you know, Matt was saying earlier. What's her name? Christina Hodson. All she did was Bumblebee. And the reason why people like Bumblebee, a lot of people like Bumblebee, is because of the prologue. But she had nothing to do with the prologue. You know, she did everything after, which was basically E.T. And so again, you know, her story, you know, about Batgirl swallowing a diamond, and you follow the exploits of you know, Harley Quinn, and then, you know, they're looking for laxatives and all that and whatever, and then you've got these other characters kind of running around. Nothing was like it wasn't a cohesive story. And like I was telling Allie on her show, was that what they needed to do with Birds of Prey was take Ben Affleck's Batman and put him down and say, this is the standard. I need for Huntress to stand next to Batfleck. Can she stand next to Batfleck? No.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard. And
Richard, what's up?
And Richard, I want you. I don't know if you saw, but this is our Tuesday.
Yeah.
This is our excuse me, Thursday show. Thursday show at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Robert Meyer Burnett will be here talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, the old guard at Warner Brothers, and Toby Emmerich.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah,
great guy. But yeah, no, and I love the interview you had with him, you know, previous as well, man. You know, if you haven't seen that, look that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, you know, Margot Robbie's, you know, Harley Quinn, she was already, you know, stood the test of time, standout character from the Suicide Squad, so no wrong there, you know. But with like these other characters, like Ewan McGregor's Black Mask, again, bring him over, stand him next to Batfleck. Could he be a Batfleck villain? No. He couldn't. He's just not. He wasn't. Batfleck would mop the floor with him. You know, and you can just continue to do that with all the characters. And once you got that standard, they probably would have had a better product. Because I like the Birds of Prey. I like the characters, but I did not like what they did with the story.
Well, this is interesting. So two things. First of all, truth. I think you and me, man, we need to make a petition. and I guess I'll be Elseworld Superman and you'll be the DCU Nightwing in the Flash film.
It'll be
you and me, bro.
Superhero movies.
Heck yeah, man. You and me. I like, what was it? So somebody said deadline breaking. Enosh will be replacing Henry Cavill as the DCEU because we need a soft Superman for these days and times, ladies and gentlemen. We need a Superman that is like memory foam, not like hard rock. Yeah. But you know what? If they did that, they're not CGI in my beard away. I'll tell you that right now. But no, look,
she said, chin.
Exactly. But she says here, look, I would have loved to have more control over the edit of Birds of Prey, but that's just kind of how it is. I don't know if there's a Kathy Yan cut out there, but I think for any filmmaker, all of us in it, because we want to express ourselves as wholly as possible and to match what you ultimately see on screen with what's in our head. And then went on to say, I would not discount ever doing it again. But I try not to think of whether I would do this type of movie or that type of movie again, or whether I'd work with the studio or that, but more like, is this story compelling? And I'm also a writer director. So in that case, my big lesson is that I want to continue to do that and have a little bit more control over the story I'm telling. So even she kind of is echoing what you're saying. Now, look, I like Birds of Prey, but even she is echoing kind of what you were saying there, Ryan.
Yeah.
That it doesn't sound like she had the kind of control over the story that she wishes.
Well, even Zack Snyder said recently, and so that this kind of shows how wet behind the ears she is. He's like, every movie is a fight.
Yeah.
And so this is a veteran director, and he still has issues putting things in his movies, and Warner Brothers is definitely an issue, but I'm sure the same thing that happens with Disney. That's why Patty Jenkins left Thor: The Dark World, because of creative differences. She wasn't going to get to make the movie, so she left. She wasn't going to be able to make the movie she wanted to make, and so they were like, and Feige was like, "This is my narrative. Either you're with me or against, or you're not." And so she left, and Zack picked her up and all that. So, thank you. She's definitely not. I mean, she thinks she's a little bit more important than she actually is in the grand scheme of things. Sure. I would rather see a Joel Schumacher edit of his original version of Batman Forever than another version of Birds of Prey. And if you like Birds of Prey, Enosh, then leave it as such. Why does it need to be changed? If it needs to be changed, then you need
I don't think it does.
Oh, well, then
I'm fine with it the way it is. I'm just saying people like because right now we've got obviously Zack Snyder's Justice League coming, which it didn't need to be changed. It needed to be restored. Yeah. It just needed to be restored back to what it originally was. You got the Ayer cut, which was altered and screwed up with. And actually, if you guys listen to Robert Meyer Burnett, man, put it on the line with his video. And he just said, "Look, Zack got effed, David Ayer got effed, they all got messed over." And he just put it out there, like, because Warner Brothers,
Jenkins.
because Warner Brothers wouldn't let them do their thing. Truth, did you have something there, man, about that, about this Birds of Prey thing?
Like I'm with Zero Fat. I'm not the biggest fan of Birds of Prey. I don't hate the movie. I think it's fine for what it was. But as far as a new edit, like I don't know what is gonna change about the film. Like it's not a Zack Snyder situation where it's just like, okay, this is a completely different movie. Yeah, this is gonna be the same movie just for fans of Birds of Prey who want it.
Yeah,
sure. and I would rather see a Patty Jenkins edit of what her Wonder Woman should have been. Because that was one of the things she had a fight either, with the No Man's Land. She was like, they said, either you're going to keep the No Man's Land or you're going to keep your third act. I would rather see the No Man's Land with her third act, if she did in fact film it. So, I would love to see that. I think that's more merited. I think that it is more of a beloved movie, but I do think that people say, hey, you know what? The final boss fight at the end felt like that. It felt like a video game ending than a regular movie ending. Yep. And if they could, I'd interject, Zack Snyder's Ares than what they did with that one, if they can.
Now, Brian, what did you think of Birds of Prey? And do you think that there's any merit to even revisiting that or even looking at it? Or
I'm going to be honest, I didn't even finish the first go round.
Oh wow!
I probably got about 10 minutes into the movie, and I was just like, "What is this?" I just wasn't entertained. I'm sorry. I liked the bacon sandwich, the egg sandwich. I mean, that was.
I love egg sandwiches.
It made me want one because it was really cinematic. It was really good, but
it looked absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I know. It makes me want to. But other than that, no, I could care less. I mean, I'm disappointed with DC since they decided to change direction after BVS. So it's like basically anything that's come out that doesn't connect, I don't care. You know, I just don't. I don't know. To me, I don't want to sound simple, but I guess I'm an easy man when it comes to movies and stuff. So it's like you start throwing a bunch of weird, you know, Elseworlds tales at me. I'm just gonna not watch.
And that's my biggest problem with the Flash movie is because I don't know what it is. Like, it's a multiverse movie. Okay, but what does that mean? Like what are we doing? I don't know what it is. Like, what is it?
Yeah, exactly.
I have the same issue. I know what
you got to be careful when you say that though, because I tell you what, I said that about the Joker movie, and people came for my head.
Well, it's
it's the only video that I've taken down. We did our trailer reaction to the Joker, and all I said was, this looks really good. I'm really excited about this. I was super positive, did not give a negative report about it at all. All I said was, but I'm curious to see what this movie is, because this movie doesn't fit into any one genre of the Joker, and it doesn't really make sense that way, but it looks really awesome. That video did like 35,000 views like that, but people came after me and they're like, well, you just don't understand comics. And I'm like, how don't I understand comics? And they're like, because this is the Killing Joke. And I'm like, no, it's not the Killing Joke. And then they were I literally had people in those comments try to tell me that in the Killing Joke, the Joker's name was Arthur Fleck. And I'm like, you have not read the Killing Joke, because that is an outright lie. That is an outright lie.
Well, Midnight Edge said so.
Yeah,
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. But I was seriously getting pissed off because, look, I got a thick skin. I don't care if people like my videos or not. Like, I mean, I get videos out there. I approve videos that like have certain language in it, you know, all the time. Or I approve comments, I should say. That's like, I don't care. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I don't care. You know, do whatever. But so I was dealing with that, and then it got copyright claimed. And they refused my thing, and I was just like, I don't need this. I don't need to be getting updates like I was literally, because it did 35,000 views, and so a lot of people were commenting.
Them?
There were a few that I went off on. Yes, there were a few, because especially the dumb ones who were trying to tell me that Arthur Fleck was the name of the character, you know, of the comedian, and I'm like, that is not true. Arthur Fleck was a made up name for the Joker movie. And that's all I said, exactly what you just said right there. All I said was, I don't know what this movie is. And none of us know what this movie is.
It's not a DC movie. I'm sorry. It's
none of us knew what that movie was. Half of us still don't know what that movie really was.
Bruce and Thomas Wayne. That's about it.
We liked it. We liked it. It made $1 billion, but it wasn't the Joker.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with Batman.
Yeah, I mean, again, same thing. Put Batman in and have him meet this Arthur Fleck. He would mop the floor with him. He could not. He can't go toe to toe. You know, I'm sorry. It's just it was a character study. And
I don't even think that all that stuff was really happening. I
like that ambiguity of it. I love.
But I don't think that because everywhere in the movie that anybody responds positively to Arthur, it's all made up. The girlfriend, all the positive things that ever happened to Arthur are all made up in his head, and they don't come to fruition. At the end of the movie, spoilers for the Joker. Sorry if you haven't seen it already. It's been a while. Everybody saw that movie. But you know, like the entire city is holding him over their head, and they're basically applauding this guy who literally murdered somebody on TV. And, you know, went off, and it's like, none of that makes any sense. So what I feel like it is like some crazy guy in Arkham who knows of the Joker, who knows of the corruption of what's going on, maybe knew of Thomas Wayne, knew of those characters, doesn't know about Batman. So of course, in that world, Batman would not, you know,
Batman was a kid. He was,
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So maybe he knows of Batman, but he doesn't know Bruce Wayne is Batman. See what I'm saying? So like in his mind, like maybe Batman could exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like he knows who the Waynes are.
I was thinking it was like a comic book,
though, and I don't like that. I don't like having to. I don't like mental gymnastics trying to make it fit a narrative.
You really have to. Yeah,
like people who are trying to describe this whole freaking retcon thing, tying a movie in with television and supplemental material is not retconning. So it's like, sorry.
I'm only gonna clip that. It's like,
I'm telling you, that's like my biggest complaint with the new Star Wars stuff. It's like, guys, they're trying to tie it in and tie up loose ends, not retcon the whole damn thing. Are you out of your minds? But no, it's like with the Batman situation, if they'd have put him in their Joker, then yes, it could have been a Joker movie. But just calling him Joker and Bruce and Thomas Wayne in the movie, I mean, unless the Robert Pattinson takes off from there.
No.
That, dude, I don't care. I'm like, I love the movie. Joker was great. I really dug it, but like I said, I just don't consider it. It doesn't fit in.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Brian is replacing Jason Momoa in the DCEW.
DCEW.
It's not the only place I'd be able to replace him in.
It's like a wrestling federation. DCEW.
Oh, Superman, I'm coming for you.
Sweet.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. An Elseworlds tale where all the superheroes are actually wrestlers.
That's why
they wear costumes
from.
Yes,
is old wrestlers.
Yes,
and so they kind of translate it into comics.
You just imagine
that. Yeah.
Doomsday, let me tell you something, brother. At the pay-per-view, at Justice League Throwdown, I'm coming for you. I'm bringing my pal. I'm bringing Batman. I'm bringing his girlfriend, his little manager, Robin. I'm bringing everything. I'm bringing the heat with my heat vision, and we're gonna take you down, brother. Oh yeah,
that doesn't work for me, brother. That's what happens. I have creative control. I'm going to ruin WCW, and I'm not.
Who do you think you are? Disney?
Yeah, right. Oh, dude, Hulk Hogan's a piece of junk, dude. He don't put nobody over. He's the worst professional wrestler ever, dude. Like, yeah, he was great in the 80s, but no, dude. Everybody that's ever worked with him, they hate him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Hollywood Hogan right there, man.
Oh boy.
And I'm telling you, man, it's just too sweet. It's just too sweet. But yeah, no, look, I'm of the mind that when it comes to redoing things or whatever, it needs to make sense. We're still all trying to help people understand why the Snyder Cut is not a director's cut. It's not a redo of the first Justice League movie. It is literally, and I don't know about you guys, but I mean, do you guys find yourself answering that question a lot with people? Like that just, they still don't get it, or like maybe they're just not. Look, I have a lot of patience with people who don't know the story. Obviously, the people that I don't have a lot of patience with are people who claim to know a lot of what's going on, and they get like adamant about it. They're arrogant about it, and they act like they know more than you, and they just don't want to accept that Zack Snyder, had this cut. Was the movie finished? No. That's why
it was finished enough for him to show them,
yes.
You could bring them over and screen it.
I believe you could have gone over, watched it from start to finish, but it didn't have all of the key part.
It was like the Donner cut thing, right?
Yeah,
and that like it was choppy in places, and they had to use old footage, of like the first, the not dress rehearsal, the like the casting call of with trying to get the chemistry of Margaret Kidder and Christopher Reeve when they did that whole like gotcha, had the gun or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was before the movie was even shot. They were just trying to see if they had chemistry.
That's just don't call it a DC movie. That's where
Brandon. I don't think the point is like whether or not it was an action movie. It's just that really, if you really break it down and you look at like if he never puts on the face paint and he doesn't look like the Joker, that character doesn't have to be the Joker.
Yeah, it's just Taxi Driver. You know what I mean? Like
And if you've seen and I saw the other movie that it's loosely
comedian or something like that.
Yeah, no. God.
King of Comedy.
King of Comedy. I watched that actually before watching the Joker, and there are a lot of similarities in there, and that kind of proves that same point where it's like
smart.
It's a smart movie for sure. It's one of those things that it keeps you guessing because you don't know what's real, you don't know what's not real. But it doesn't have to be a Joker movie, and I think when that's what. I mean, I don't want to speak for Brian, but I think that's what you mean, basically, right?
No,
when you're saying, it's not really a DC movie.
Yeah, and I think the only reason it kind of made more money is because they put the name Joker in it.
Right.
Possibly. Poindexter Lounge, agree or disagree? Stick to what you want to believe. Same with Midnight Edge and Midnight Edge After Dark.
Who's Midnight Edge?
Midnight Edge is
Midnight Edge After Dark.
You've heard of Doomcock?
Yes.
Yeah, now you've heard of Midnight Edge.
That's his sources.
Yeah, Midnight Edge has been a lot of Doomcock sources. Well, you've seen some of our sponsors around here, right? Like Doomagra, right? you've seen Doomagra, right? Because it's guaranteed to keep your anger rock hard from Crockett Johnson Industries. Also from Crockett Johnson Industries, Doom Enema. When you need to flush all logic and sense, Doom Enema, also, of course, Mike Zero's clickbait video warehouse, trusted by the fandom menace for all their clickbait video needs. And if you've seen any of those, then let me introduce you to the fine people at Midnight's Edge. Midnight Edge personal lubricant, trusted by the fandom menace when it really needs to be rammed in. And of course, our longest lasting contributor here, Doomcalax.
Oh God.
When you have to go, but you can't, just trust Doomcalax. And you can hear all about these fine people every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Poindexter Lounge. And me and Johnny Pop do our 2 cents on nonsense. We're usually going off on some of these main characters here. And every once in a while, Midnight's
What about the Doom Braider? You got to put that up.
What?
The Doom Braider.
Doom Braider.
Doom Braider.
Yeah.
I don't know about Doom Braider, but I remember when these two guys were in the shower with Kathleen Kennedy. That's weird nonsense. we got T-shirts, Ryan. Haven't you seen the T-shirts? We got the Zero Credibility T-shirt right there. We got the take 2 of these and don't hold me responsible in the morning.
Yeah.
But we also have we got the nice weird nonsense.
Oh
T-shirt
wow, that's
right
a T-shirt. Oh,
that's a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt.
No.
That's a T-shirt. Actually, so our good friend Darth Tasty was wearing our 2 cents on nonsense shirt around Philadelphia the other day, and somebody stopped him and said, "Hey, you watch Poindexter Lounge?" And he goes, "Yeah," and they had a whole talk about it because he was wearing his Poindexter Lounge shirt.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so you guys can find all those. We got all kinds of cool stuff there that if you guys are so inclined, including this new one, which I gotta thank Ryan there because Ryan sent me the outline. I was looking for a good outline there to the Shield, and he ended up sending it to me. So you can pick up this on a lot of different things. We got hats even. Now we got hats with that on it.
You are decked out with apparel.
We are decked out. My family is like wearing the apparel on like every video now, and just having a ton of fun. But yeah, so look, Birds of Prey. It doesn't need to be redone. It is what it is at this point. I understand that if Kathy feels like she didn't have control over it, I understand with being frustrated probably with that. But I don't. It's probably not on the same level. But look, it's Warner Brothers, so. To me, you know what? I think we're going to see more. I think if anything, and this is probably a good takeaway for the evening, Zack Snyder, with what has happened with him and the Snyder Cut, I think it's going to probably empower more directors to speak their mind and probably walk away from projects where they feel like their movies have been taken away from them.
Sure. I think
hope.
If the Snyder Cut and the Ayer Cut thing hadn't happened and she made the movie and didn't know, no one knew that things were going on, she wouldn't have said anything about the experience.
Oh, probably.
It would have been tweeted. She would have been like, oh, well, that's business as normal. So I think, yeah, it did highlight it. And I think that Ray Fisher's highlighted things too, of things, that need to change in that industry. if it's going to not be, a toxic or a, unpleasant environment.
Are you concerned about the Batman with Matt Reeves?
Concerned?
Yeah, with all the studio meddling and all that stuff.
Oh, studio meddling. Okay, so that's a Stone Quarry project, man. So I think that because he has the shield of Zack Snyder, Reeves is not going to be messed with as much. Plus, they brought Matt Reeves back. Matt Reeves left. He came in. They were like, "Well, we got Batfleck," and he was like, "I want to do my own thing," and so he left. And they're like, "Bring him back." Okay, Batfleck, go away. You can have whoever you want. And but unfortunately, we have contracts, so Batfleck and Snyder have producing credit on here, so they are going to reap benefits. But yeah, so go ahead and do your thing. I think that he's the only one out of all of them that sort of have carte blanche.
Right.
I'd like to point out a couple of things here, and then it will close the show because I want to thank everybody. But first of all, I know you do, Joker, and it's one of our biggest disagreements. They don't have excellent sources. They are Doomcock's source, and
Reddit is not a source.
Reddit is not a source. 4chan is not a source. Making stuff up out of your butt is not a source. Trying to say over and over again that the sequel trilogy is going to be redone just to make people feel better and watch your channel is not a source. That right there,
how you do it?
that's grifting, and that is using people's emotions against them for clicks and views. Hellblazer, what's my problem with Mecha Random? Here's the thing. You know what? There's a lot of things, actually, the Fandom Menace. I will say this, and this is the first time you'll probably ever hear me say this. There's a lot of things about the Fandom Menace, like personally with people, I don't have an issue with a lot of the people in the Phantom Menace. They have a different opinion than I do about Star Wars, and that's not what I care about. And actually, there's some ideological ideas even that I agree with the Phantom Menace. What I don't like is this ridiculous, nauseating, bang your head up against the wall over and over and over again nonsense of staying angry about a movie that came out 5 years ago. Get over it. Star Wars has moved on. All the Star Wars fans have moved on. People are moving on. This idea that they're gonna erase the sequel trilogy is BS. This idea that Kathleen Kennedy's got to go. Well, you've been saying that for how many years now? And guess what? She's not gone yet. And when she finally does leave one day, it's not going to be because of you guys or because you guys scored a victory over her. It's going to be because she decided to leave. That nonsense has got to stop. And Mecha Random, I'm sorry, I don't like her attitude. I don't like her ranting and going on. And it's the same problem, and it's the same problem that I have with that Star Wars girl, Anna. I have famously, yesterday we celebrated 1 year. 1 year ago yesterday, I was at Galaxy's Edge with Tiffany. And I surprised Tiffany with that trip by showing her Anna's video of going to Galaxy's Edge and complaining for an hour about it and being in this little cocktail dress when you went to Galaxy's Edge and complaining that people could see up her dress and all this ridiculous stuff and how it sucked and everything was scaled wrong and everything, because Galaxy's Edge was freaking amazing. And if you don't, the first time you see the Millennium Falcon in full scale like that, if you're a Star Wars fan like me, I literally teared up.
People do.
I literally teared up. Stop trying to plant stuff in people's heads just because they didn't like the movie. Look, I've never been about trying to make somebody like something that they don't like. Look, Ryan down there, Ryan doesn't like The Last Jedi, and I'm fine with that. Ryan and I are friends. Ryan and I are friends. It has nothing to do with a movie.
And I know the sequel trilogy isn't going to get redone.
Yeah,
so, I think it's hot garbage. But
we're not just
we like The Mandalorian. We're probably going to like some of the other stuff that's coming out. And we've moved on.
And that's the point, guys, is that we got to stop with this stuff. This stuff about Brie Larson. Who the frick cares about Brie Larson? Brie Larson has not been attached to Star Wars. There is nothing saying that she is. George Lucas is no longer attached to Star Wars. He is literally working on his museum and is happy to be done with Star Wars, and literally just did an interview about a month ago stating as much and stating that he could never be involved again because of the pressure that it would take. And yet you still have people like Mike Zero and the Fandom Menace saying George is working on it and all this stuff. So that's where I do that, because yes, gentlemen, Mr. Crescent, the Fandom Menace is clickbait nonsense now, and I'm sorry, but that's what it is. That's just yeah. So, but hey, guys, I love entering. Hold on, what? Just so you understand, Tom Connors practically handed to me the full script of Birds of Prey, what no one from the movement could do.
Who's Tom Connors? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, who's Tom Connors?
Is it Sarah Connor's brother?
Oh, you put us in our place. Okay, so
I don't know who that is.
boy. Don't mess with that. Clickbait. Okay, so Truth. Tell them where we can find you, Truth.
You can find me on YouTube at the Truth 31, where I mostly do DC videos, stuff like that. You can find me on Twitter at Truth31The, and find me on Instagram at Truth31.
Okay. See, this is how much I care. I don't even know their names. I've just watched their videos and listened to them, and I just know nonsense when I hear it. Also, by the way, if you like that kind of stuff, I have a character named Mark Uno that I do parody videos here on the channel, and we have a lot of fun with that. So we cover this topic a lot. So yes, I do like it. Also, Ryan, tell them where the good people can find you.
Oh yeah, I'll show you here.
Show it to them. Show it to them. Show it to them, baby.
Find me on Zeverfet, and yeah, we do a lot of fun stuff on that channel. So please come check us out. Leave us a like. Show some support, and thank you so much, Enos, for letting me come on the channel tonight.
Absolutely, man. It's glad to have you on. And Brian, tell everybody where the people can find you, sir.
Well, you can find me on YouTube at The Master of None. You can also find me on Twitter at Brian Master of None, where I do have a poll going right now because I got to 100 subs.
Oh, we got a poll going, huh?
He's got a poll, and he installed a poll.
Three Star Trek movies and Batman and Robin, and right now Batman and Robin's running away with it. So, if you don't want to watch
Batman, his anger is still hard, ladies and gentlemen. 4 years later, if you experience a anger of more than 4 or 5 years, make yourself a position.
And it's like,
get you to keep that anger under control there, buddy. All right. And always make sure to visit MZU. That's right. If you're looking for the greatest university around, visit MZU, Mike Zero University of Grifting and Clickbait. Financial aid available through Crock of Johnson Scholarship Fund. MZU. If it's salty, it's zero. All right.
I love Giorgio. That's great.
Exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, also you can find me all the places. You know where you can find me. I'm on all the social medias. All those links are down in the description below. Thank you again to everyone who supports the channel, and I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And look, everybody, no matter if you like Midnight's Edge, if you like Doomcock, you're probably not going to like some of my stuff. Okay. And I understand that, but here's the thing. I love you, and I hope you love me. And together we're a big nerd family.
Are we going to break into Barney?
Yes, we might.
Well, yeah. But, I was like, wait, where are we going?
Dude, I'm not slandering.
By the power of Enosh, I have the power.
Exactly. Joker, I love you too, buddy, but I'm not slandering anybody. Literally just watch their videos. Nothing that they have said has come to pass. Look, that's how you judge whether somebody is telling you the truth. When somebody keeps moving the goalpost and they keep changing what they're saying, like Doomcock did even this week, talking about how there's a 10-minute scene with Luke, Han, and Leia that was shot on a green screen. Total BS. There's no 10-minute scene that was left out of The Force Awakens. That does not exist. Mark Hamill even said that he was upset because they never filmed anything together.
Who's lying?
Come
Doomcock
on.
or Mark Hamill?
I mean, when Doomcock
Mark
is
Hamill, obviously.
I mean, when Doomcock, yeah, right. When Doomcock is seriously, when Doomcock is over and over again saying that he has secret spies in Disney, and he literally, guys, this week told people, one, to watch his videos from start to finish, because he says that Disney is monitoring his channel and wants to know what people think of Star Wars based on their comments on his channel, on his videos. And so if you like Star Wars, or if you don't like Star Wars, you need to make comments on his videos and watch his videos all the way to the end because Disney is watching his channel.
Okay. Are they also the ones unsubscribing people too?
I guess, but here's the thing. He literally said that Disney is not even paying attention to their own marketing things where it gives them, analytics on stuff that they're watching certain YouTube channels. That is people living in their own bubble and trying to grift people, and that's what I don't like about it. And actually, we're going to share a story probably this Thursday night from somebody who literally got taken in with that and almost went down that route. We're going to have a very special 2 cents on nonsense this week. It's not just going to be the typical like poking fun at Midnight's Edge or Mike Zero or Doomcock. We're literally going to talk to some people who love Star Wars and realize that they were going down the wrong path with it. And that's all I've told anybody. Remember what you love about Star Wars. Stop griping about it. Stop making up stuff. It's all for drama and attention, and it's a grift. I'm sorry. That's not slander. Watch the videos. Tell me something that they haven't done. Well, you don't watch Doomcock, but guess who Doomcock's sources are? So there you go. I love you. I love it. I love everybody. And like I say, everybody is welcome here. Everybody of all backgrounds. If whatever you love, just love it, right? Don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter, but thoroughly research stuff and know who it is that you're putting your trust in, right? Know who it is that you're listening to, because I have said many times in the last week, even like, I don't know. People have asked me questions and I say, I don't know anything about that. Right? If you hear me form an opinion about something, it's because I have researched it and I'm very confident in my decision. I don't blow a lot of smoke at you because I don't smoke. So there you go. But I love all of you, and I'm glad to have you all here, and I'm glad that you all take the time to come out and visit the Poindexter Lounge. Thank you again to everybody who hung out with us yesterday and said a happy birthday to my wife, Tiffany. She's very, very appreciative, and she thanks you from the bottom of her heart. And last night we gave all the super chats to Tiffany, and she got about $50, and so she is going to in our little stream, and so she's gonna get something, and she'll show you guys what you guys got her. All right, so you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. What's that? What are you guys laughing about? What's funny?
What are you doing? You just bust out laughing.
What's so funny?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Hey, Ryan, you want to tell us something?
I've been on the channel before, and I've been in Zever. What? Okay. What? What is that? Wait, hold on. What are you referencing?
I don't know.
Yes. I've been in this channel before. I've been in Zever. No one's been in me. No one's been in me, dude. No. I've been on Adam's channel. And and that was, I've had a couple great conversations.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, you were there too. Yeah, for one of them.
I was there after you left. Yeah, because that's what I do. I roll till 5-6 in the morning, man. That's what I do. That.
Well, that's usually the time I'm waking up.
Caleb, thank you. I was wondering why everyone was laughing too. I don't know what happened. No. That's not an innuendo. That's an innuendo.
I'm not ready to go to bed, man.
Innuendo. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, hey, you know what? Is Nicotina streaming tonight? Anybody know?
I don't think so. Don't know.
I love you,
even if he is, I'm not going. I'm going to bed.
All right. Well, team Nicotina's mom for Godzilla vs.
Dog.
Oh
Wow. Yeah.
All right, guys. We love you guys. Thank you so much for your support of Ray Fisher, for your support of the channel. We look forward to bringing you more awesome content as the week progresses. Don't forget to be here Thursday afternoon for this at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at least if you're in the Eastern Standard Time, wherever you're at. Do the math. But we're going to have our special guest, Robert Meyer Burnett, back, and we're going to talk about some awesome stuff. And then, of course, as always, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. 2 cents on nonsense. And then Friday, we'll be doing again our WandaVision watch party. So next 3 days, man, or we're here, we're doing our thing. So that's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the WandaVision. And we start here, and now we go over to Twitch. So go make your Twitch account. It's super easy. We're going to drop you the link while we're doing it, and we're going to go over there, watch it, and then we're going to come back and we're going to finish talking about it and review the episode. All right, guys. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you to everyone in the
Uh-oh. Not here, buddy.
When you're in Zever,
nobody was in Zever ever.
That's an Zever. That like I said, that's not an innuendo. That's an innuendo.
Oh.
All right, guys. Remember, stay safe out there. You know what? Do your best, and just have some fun. Whatever you do, stay nerdy. Until next time. Bye bye.